Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Did I tell you about West Nyack?
West Nyack?
Yeah, West Nyack.
Oh, yeah, that was some shows you had recently, right?
Yeah. Okay.
No, we haven't talked about that. Honestly, though, you said Nyack, and there's a community college in town here called Nyack. I'm like, did you do a show at Nyack and you didn't have me?
No, that would be wild if I came to you.
To where I live.
That's the one time
you didn't even let me know.
I'm sorry, man. I got to be in and out. My bad. That would be crazy. No, I was doing a club that's in West Nyack, and
yeah.
Okay, so it's in the mall, right?
Okay,
and I had a day at this mall, so like the show was fun. The show went well and everything.
Yeah,
but I don't know what I was thinking as far as when I should get in. So in my head, I'm like, let me go ahead and get in hella early, so I don't have to worry about traffic. I don't have to worry about cutting it close, like people waiting on me or anything. So then I picked a bus that was just far too early. Like even though West Nyack is like technically, it's technically upstate-ish New York.
Okay, it's still in New York?
It's still in New York, and it's only like an hour from the city.
Okay.
So hour and a half from the city.
Gotcha.
But for whatever reason, I'm thinking like Albany in my head. Like no one. I didn't look at a map. No one told me to be this early. But I'm so early. I'm like maybe 4 hours early for the show when I get there. Right.
Oh, geez.
And so now I'm just walking around the mall because it's much bigger than I thought. I thought the thing was one floor. And then I got to the balcony and looked down, and just it was forever. Like it was like 4 floors of mall. And so they had go-karts again, right?
There we go.
And as I'm walking up, because in my head I'm like, what should I do first? Because I had my backpack with me as well, because I decided to just spend the night at the hotel they provided rather than try to figure out how to get home that late at night after the show.
Yeah,
and
that'd
so
be a whole thing.
I went ahead. I'm just walking through the mall, taking stock of like what shops they have, what food, what entertainment, like just getting a full briefing. Because for whatever reason, I didn't look any of this up ahead of time. I genuinely was like, this is all Googleable, and I was just like, nah, I'll see it when I get there.
I like that he's being like, for some reason, this is also a very Josh thing to do.
But like, maybe I just wanted to be surprised. I have no idea. So then. I
want to give myself a little treat.
Yeah, I just want to be surprised. I haven't been in a mall in so long. The last mall I was at was the one with that security guard, that whole thing that we talked about episodes ago. So
that was last year. That was last summer when you were at Acme.
Yeah, so I've not been in a mall in quite a while, and so I like malls. We've talked about this as well. I like malls.
We did a whole episode on malls. Yeah.
So this mall is really great. It really is. It's really like chock full of stuff to do on top of lots of shops, Yeah. So it's not just shopping and then I guess we'll eat at the food court and then just sit and be sick and leave.
Can you move your mic a little closer to your mouth?
Yeah. Yeah, is that better?
Yeah, a little bit. It just, you sound so like distant though still.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, there we go. There, that sounds better.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on. Maybe your gain's really turned down or something.
Maybe I twisted it wrong. And so.
Oh, you know what? I wonder if the mic is facing.
Oh, you're right. You're right. 1 second. Yeah.
That's way better.
Okay. So this is good now.
Yeah, there we go. Now.
Okay. I really should have just. Should I restart the whole episode? Or?
No. That's fine. We'll leave it in.
Anyway.
You can still hear it.
So then I'm walking around the mall and I'm taking stock of what's on each floor. So that way I can just, by the time I get to the first floor, really plan out the perfect mall day, Because this mall has an AMC. It's got go-kart racing. It's got axe throwing. It's got a little like obstacle course in it. It's got VR, all this stuff. And so I mean,
This
honestly,
sounds like your mall, man. This actually sounds like a perfect mall for you to be in for 4 hours.
we should actually go back because it's like you would be surprised how fun it is in there. It's just I had a day anyway.
Okay, next time I'm in New York, we'll take a trip upstate.
The only thing that made the experience horrible was that I was alone because then you needed another person to do so many things.
Right.
Anyway,
Joshy the mall rat.
I get over to the go-karts, and as I'm walking up, and it says go-karts up to 50 miles per hour. Speeds up to, yeah, so they're like
inside?
Inside. Okay.
Holy shit.
I'm walking up, and let me see if I can find it. I'll send this to you right now. I didn't get a good enough one, but I took a picture. I felt bad taking a picture because I wasn't sure if this person was let me see. So I'm walking up. I'm walking up to the track, and you can hear them, like you can hear it whizzing. Like you can hear the like they sound like outside, inside, okay? Here it comes. 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, so you'll have to zoom in here. But I took a picture. When I'm walking up to the go-karts, there is a loud, like when I say loud, I'm talking about like you hear a crack. There's a huge crash, okay? And someone was booking it, and then they just had almost too much grip, and then they turned into a wall and they crashed. When they crash, their helmet didn't just come off. It flew off their head and it bounced onto the track. So I thought a kid was dead.
You thought that was a head?
In my mind, like when you get hit by a car, we talked about this. When you get hit by a car, sometimes a shoe will fly off.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen someone crash and their helmet popped off. Like obviously that means the helmet just wasn't on right, but the fact that it popped off and bounced like Final Destination, I thought I was looking at a dead kid.
Man, in this track, in this picture, like it looks like a pretty small indoor go-kart track for them to be going 50 miles an hour.
Yeah, so then
that's wild.
It says
how is
speeds
not everyone
up to 50 miles per hour. So like,
how is not everyone dead in here?
So when you zoom in the picture, do you see the guy standing next to the go-kart? That kid, okay. So just to paint the picture for the audience, the kid drives into the wall, right? So he takes two sharp turns, drives into the wall. His helmet flies off and bounces, and immediately I think I was alone, and I'm very embarrassed about it. But
immediately Josh starts mourning.
I gasped, because in my head, when you see a helmet bounce on a racetrack, that's always death. You know what I mean? Because a helmet is like a wheel. Anytime you see a loose one on a track, you're like, whoever lost that needs that.
Yeah, like if it was a movie, you'd like have right before the crash, then you'd cut to just the helmet rolling in slow motion down the road, and then you'd smash cut to a funeral.
Yes.
Like that's how you would do it in a movie.
Yes. So then
it's not a good image.
So then I did a big gasp by myself. Next to what I hope wasn't his family, because there were some. I had walked up to the track at this point because you could just watch the track from the regular mall. Yeah, I mean, just from standing. So now I'm standing at the track and I'm like, and there's a woman that's like, oh my God. And then she's like covering up this little kid. So like in my head, I'm like, that's his family, you know?
Oh, God.
And so he crashes and he's doing this thing where his hands are on his head, but I can't tell if it's out of embarrassment or because he hit his head so hard that the helmet flew off.
Okay, maybe he's like, I was wearing a helmet.
I was wearing a helmet, right?
Where did that? I swore I was wearing something.
So then I'm just standing there for a little while. Like everyone's just standing there for a little while, and they stop all the cars. So all the cars are like, frozen on the track. Mm-hmm. And And then the guy walks up, and the kid's like, he's talking to him, but the kid just keeps doing this, like rubbing and touching his head. And I'm
Yeah.
like, did he hit his head? Is he still like that perplexed where the helmet went?
Mm-hmm.
And because the helmet's behind him. So basically, he hit the wall. The helmet flies off his head, bounces off the wall, and flies over his head behind him.
Okay.
But I think maybe he just blinked or something, and it all happened so fast. He was just like, so this is death. Because you don't need a helmet in heaven, you know?
Well, I think I just found a bumper sticker we need to make. You don't need a helmet in heaven.
And it's just an angel with a brain injury. Like,
yeah, with that, and then a sorry about your Brain King shirt, we're really leaning into head injury
and,
with our merch ideas.
and so finally, this kid, the guy's still talking to him, and I don't know if he asked him to get up or if the kid just wants to get up, but he gets up and he hops out of the car, and like an F1 race, people were like clapping. Like my man was brave. Like, you know what I mean? Like he did it. Okay.
Yeah.
And he did look like a teenager, so I'm sure he was just embarrassed.
Yeah.
Because he didn't look hurt at all.
That's the clap of like, oh, he is alive. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Yeah. And so after I saw the
When
crash,
a football player gets up and he's like, oh, he can walk. Okay.
oh yeah, he can walk. He does have the CTE, by the way.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
fact that he was
absolutely.
on the ground that long means he's hurt, but he can walk.
He
so
can walk though.
We
got
have to
that.
feel
We don't-
less bad about this now.
We don't have to worry about it right now.
Yeah.
If he couldn't walk, we're all worried right now.
Yeah. So basically, he gets up. He starts, walking to the gate, to like the holding area for people to watch. And in my head, I'm like, it almost feels like an omen. It's while I'm walking up, there's a crash.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if there's crashes all the time, but as soon as I saw that kid get out of the cart and walk away, I was like, I think I'm good. I think. I'm not that good of a driver anyway. Like I was really excited to do it as well. I was like fully hyped to do it.
Right.
Anyway. So I
gotta do a show later. I can't have a brain injury.
yeah. So then I'm walking around like, okay, so go-karts is off the list. I'm a little hungry. I'm thinking this Joe's Crab Shack is going to be a great place to have lunch, Mm-hmm. And so I go on the hunt for the Joe's Crab Shack because on the mall's map, it says that it's back up where I was near the Target.
Okay.
And so on the 4th floor, so I got to go all the way back up.
The 4th floor. This is
Yeah.
a big ass mall.
It's a huge mall. It's
That's
so
like a-
big.
That's like a Mall of America level mall. If it's got 4 floors.
Yeah, it's just not as long as
big, like-
Mall of
yeah.
America, but it is
Right.
floor wise, it's wild.
Damn.
So then, I'm looking for the Joe's Crab Shack forever. I finally just give up because I just don't see it, and I'm like, well, there's this place called Red Crab. So I guess I'll just go in there, and
That sounds like the broke version of a seafood place.
And
Gonna
I-
do red crab.
I sit down. I'm like dejected because I'm like, man, I want Joe's Crab Shack, and then a
Give me
table.
red lobster. Just give me red crab.
Yeah, yeah. And so then across from me there was a family eating, and I'm sitting there for quite a while, and as I'm like ordering and everything, the family is just like, didn't this used to be Joe's Crab Shack? And the other one was like, yeah. And I was sitting there like, why didn't I realize immediately? Oh yeah, this is probably just Joe's Crab Shack was out of business, and somebody was like, I have an idea. Crabs are red.
Listen, I bought this restaurant space and they left all these crabs.
They left a bunch of crabs, a few mussels, and some scallops.
And everything's got a reddish hue to it, so we'll just do that.
I feel like this is how you start a business, with the old seafood of the last place.
Yeah.
A couple customers just going to have to get a little sick to get the word out that we're here.
Yeah, because they'll talk about it.
Yeah. So then after that, I go to the arcade, and this is actually where it gets like very sad. So there's a Dave and Buster's in this mall. There's another arcade, I think, with another name that's like brandish, but I don't remember what it is. And then there was just
Jesters.
something like, it was like, it honestly, I couldn't tell you because I just kept passing it because I didn't want to go in that one. For some reason, I was just like, I don't think they have good games in there. And then I walk into the arcade that's near the comedy club, and almost everything needs two people. Like I even did the basketball one.
By myself. Just a sad montage of Josh
So
at 2-player arcade machines.
this is what ends up happening though. I'm like, I'm essentially like trying to do everything that I can that's solo, but I'm also the only one in the arcade. And there's only one guy working the arcade. So he's just watching me go from game to game playing by myself. like I'm I walk in and I'm like, "Hey man, so how does it work? Like, do I pay you or what?" And he's like,
first go make some friends.
yeah. First come back with people. So then I'm like, "Hey, how's it work? Do I pay you or what?" And he's like, "You can if you want, but there's a machine over there that just, it's a card that you load and stuff." And he starts explaining to me. So it works just like Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm like, I'm playing the basketball one where the rim just keeps like going forward and backwards. And I get in one. Like in the entire round, I get in one basket because like my aim just every time was off because I was trying to guess where the rim would go. And then every time I try to play again, it says waiting for more players, and it makes me wait for 30 seconds. Just to remind me that I'm by myself.
Yeah. Yeah, surely no one would play this alone.
Yeah.
Let your friends tag in, yeah.
That's why there's another basketball goal right next to this one, because it's supposed to be a competitive game. And then I did the punch. They had the punch one where you test the strength of your punch. What? That is the game.
I wasn't laughing at your description. That is seeing just someone do that by themselves with no one around them.
Yeah.
It's just
I probably
like,
look slow. Like
here's a lonely, angry man who wanted to just punch something.
It would be funny if that dude was filming me and he's just like incels day out. It's just me at the arcade. Just punching the knockout machine. I just wanted to say 999 so bad. And even though I'm getting angrier, I can't seem to punch harder.
Ooh, it's going to be hard not to title this one Incel Stay Out.
And so
My friends didn't show up.
I'm like cranking it too. First of all, I play it. Admittedly, I play it too many times. Like I play it like I have a problem. This is my only outlet. Swipe. Oh!
Yeah, like you just came from a court hearing. Gotta go work this out right now.
Yeah, I'm furious that I won custody.
Yeah. Yeah, like the kids in the car.
Kids in the car. Bump. How do I keep still getting like halfway? I'm so mad. I should be knocking this thing through the roof. So,
Oh man.
I play it way too many times. And then there's air hockey, and I had a moment of silence for how I would have dusted your ass if you had been there. And
Yeah, I mean, when you're by yourself, you can really have fantasies like that because you wouldn't have to face reality.
kid, let me tell you, all right? I would have sunned you, okay? I would have beat you so bad that I would have had to buy you the baseball cap with the fan on top. All right?
You would have played that punch machine way more times to work out the frustration from getting your ass ruined.
No. You, yourself, you, sir, Logan, the individual in front of me,
Yep.
you, yes, you
Me, sure.
would
Me,
have
the guy who's
been
really good at air hockey.
screaming with how much you would have been losing.
Well, I always scream when I'm victorious. Like, put my
Losing.
hands up.
Losing.
I'm not familiar with that term because it doesn't happen when I'm around you.
That's very cute, but we both know that you would have been destroyed. Anyway.
Okay. I'm just saying you were lucky you were by yourself.
Anyway.
I know you were I know you're sounding sad, but you were very lucky to be alone in this situation. Otherwise, I would have ruined your day. Continue.
You would have ruined nothing. My day would have been made from seeing the tears stream through your beard onto the wispy air of that table, watching your tears float like an air hockey puck. So then I must have been there for like an hour because
Jesus.
people finally start showing up, and it just makes it worse. Like, because before I just had to worry about the guy manning the place watching me, being like,
Right.
"Wow, he's really by himself." And if you think it's sad to be by
He's
yourself
not happy about it.
in an arcade, like
Yeah.
the whole of an arcade just to yourself seems like a dream until you realize how many games need another person. So then the only thing,
Especially like a mall arcade, because it's not like old cabinets. It's
Yeah.
like it's those social games. It's not just like, oh, there's a
Exactly.
Galaga. It's not that. It's not like a throwback barcade kind of thing.
Exactly. And so basically, the only thing sadder than being at the arcade by yourself is reloading the card to play more games by yourself. When you have to reload the card.
I gotta put more money on this card so I can punch this thing more.
I'm telling you, I had to reload the card 3 times because I kept running out of credits. And it feels crazy initially to be like, oh yeah, let me put $50 on this card. Because in your mind, you're like by yourself. You're like, why would I ever spend that much money? Whatever. But then you spend 10, and then you're like, you run out, but it's only been 10 minutes. So then you get another 10.
How much money did you spend it? Did you put 50 on first and then had to reload after that?
No, I kept putting too
Okay.
little.
Oh, okay. Because the way you said it, I got worried for a second that you spent like $150
No.
at this arcade by yourself.
No. I spent at first I got $10 because I also didn't know how much everything would cost. So I'm like, I might only play a couple games. Let me not put so much on this card that I have stuff left over.
Right.
So then I did 10 and then I did 20. And then I maybe did another 10 or 20. I can't remember. But either way, once people start to show up, it gets so much worse because now people are like straight up on dates. And so now, I'm like trying to play. I'm trying to play games next to people who are like actively on a date. And they're also like teenagers too.
So
they're not even
if
like,
it's a date, they're kids.
they're not even like other adults, you know? And so it's just me trying to hit clowns with a ball. And then he's doing the ring toss, and she's like, "Yeah, you can do it." And then anytime I even accidentally make eye contact with them, they both look down. Like I'm like actually trying to get away from them as quick as possible, but my game is still going, and I've already swiped the card, so I'm like, oh, jeez. And it's also not a big arcade. This arcade is like 2 rooms. So then there's like
so everyone sees you at all times.
Yeah, everyone sees you the whole time. And so then I got on this motorcycle one where they don't explain the game at all. So I'm on the motorcycle and they have the throttle, but they didn't what's the thing that you grip that's like, so you have both handles, one has a throttle, and then there's a little thing that you clutch. Is it the clutch?
There's like the brake one.
The brake, okay, yeah.
One of the other, there's usually like a little clutch, like switch or whatever, but it's not like the handlebar. I think. I don't know motorcycles that well. Don't leave a comment. I don't care.
I played the entire thing without using the brakes once, so I kept crashing because I didn't. I would throttle less, but that's not the same as braking. So then I was just crashing horribly, and I'm swinging because it was one of the ones you can lean with, and so I'm like swinging and crashing into stuff, and I'm getting really frustrated. And then there's just like a group of kids behind me because they're waiting to play it together. It's like it was horrible. It like
you get off and go to the punch game again. Ah!
Honestly, it was like, so then I did play the punch game after that because I was like, at least this one you're supposed to like do alone and like no one can judge you and stuff.
No, that second part's not true. That second part's not true of that game.
And so then I played that one a few too many extra times with witnesses there, and
Jesus, John.
And then it was actually kind of funny because when I started playing this other game, remember when we went to the arcade? This would have been years ago, I guess. But there was that drop game where you drop the balls into the cups and you try to get all 50 balls into the 50 cups as they rotate.
I don't know if I remember that game.
Do you remember this? It's like you hit a button and the ball drops per time you hit the button.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm playing that one. From that one, you can kind of still see the punching bag game. And this kid, I felt better about my experience playing it because even if I seem like a crazy person, this kid fully missed. I don't even know how he missed. But he he reared back to swing, and like in one of those viral videos, he just fully misses.
Nice.
And then hits it with his head, so it barely goes up. Like it he got like a 7.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm not the only one who's awkward here. That's nice. You know?
I mean, he's got the excuse of being a teenager, but
whatever.
I know.
And you
at least look younger than you are too. Like, because if I was there, I think it'd be worse actually. Because I look like a man in his mid-30s. So.
Well, it helped that
me clearly trying to bond with my adopted son
that you somehow lost. Because if you're in there by yourself, I will say it helped that I had a lollipop.
Well, I meant me with you.
Oh,
is what I meant.
It helped that I had a lollipop in my mouth the entire time.
You know those big ass lollies?
Nah, just a Tootsie Pop.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I love you.
But I will say, being there by myself was the first time where I was like, yeah, maybe I should start drinking. Because, it's like there's a difference between being in a bar it's a different type of sad to be at a bar at 3 p.m. on a Thursday drinking, like just day drinking. But there's like on a Thursday as well, I know
Yeah.
that there's ESPN, but there's no sport on. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So even if you're watching the game having a beer, you're watching a game where the outcome was already determined. Like,
Or I mean, baseball games will be on Thursdays and stuff too.
oh, Thursdays during the day?
Yeah, I mean, baseball is kind of fucking all over.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah. I just imagine when I was passing the sports bar, I was just like, I've already seen this fight like 3 times. These are just highlights. Like,
right,
like
yeah.
if I was drinking and watching this fight right now, I'd be like, maybe he'll win the third one.
There is also a difference between like just going to like, because I've done that when I'm on the road where it's like, well, I'll just go sit in this bar and like have a beer and just nurse it. There's a difference between just like sitting down to just have something to do and then drinking. Because yeah, if you're sitting there getting drunk at a mall on a Thursday afternoon, that's supremely sad. It makes sense to just sit down and have a drink.
I'm saying, how can you not when you have hours to kill? I think you'd do it by accident. I think you would sit down and be like, all right, I'll just have a drink at this bar, the sports bar. You know, I'll have like a beer. And then you get done with your beer and you realize there's still 3.5 hours until your show.
Right, yeah.
You might have one more and then now you're like, let me eat. And then you eat, but now you're like, I might as well have one more because I still have 3 hours to kill.
Right. And this is why I tend to just hang out like in the hotel room, just so I don't have to worry about any social contracts of any kind.
And so basically, by the time I wrap up, I feel like I've effectively alienated everyone in this arcade. Like, they weren't trying to be my friend, but I think I've like sufficiently made everyone uncomfortable because I did. Okay, so with the 50 balls game, I did get 48.
Nice.
And my yes at the end was a little too loud.
Before you were just kind of alone, and now you're like, yeah, you're pumped now.
I'm not pumped about being alone. I'm pumped that I got 48 out of the 50.
No, I know why you're pumped, but yeah, you're sending a lot of messages to these people.
Yeah. So then I head out. I take my tickets. I get a couple prizes, and I peace out.
What prizes did you get?
It's mostly stuff for Sally.
What?
I told the guy I had a girlfriend.
I'll tell you right now, he did not believe that at all.
So I got her.
Oh, sure. Give this to your girlfriend next time she's down from Canada.
I got her a jumping frog for her desk. So it's the one where you pop the back and it hops up. And then I got her a little parachute army man because she hadn't seen one of those before.
And she went on and tussled your hair.
And then
thank you, Joshy.
I got us a domino set so that we can play dominoes sometimes when we stay in. And I got a fake mustache for her, me, and Chance. What?
You're a huge fucking dork.
Me? What? What? What are you saying right now?
You heard me. You heard me.
What are you talking about? That's super cool.
Oh boy.
What?
Don't shake your head like this whole story hasn't been about you looking crazy.
The fake mustaches is dope. You're telling me that you don't wonder what you, Jess, and Maddie having fake mustaches would look like.
Well, I have a real mustache, so that's never really been a...
Yay for you. You didn't answer my question. If you
Yes,
Jess,
that
and
would be.
Maddie all had fake mustaches.
If we all had fake mustaches, would be very fun. I would not. I would not have the cost of that being an hour and a half alone in an arcade,
It wasn't the
surrounded by judgmental teens.
it wasn't the cost because I didn't even know the mustaches existed until it was time to turn my tickets in.
The thing is, you're proving my point by how defensive you're being about your fake mustaches.
I'm not being defensive. I'm surprised that this is the thing that's like breaking you.
No. This was a journey. Okay, there was an arc leading to this breaking. Okay, if you would have just said, "I went to an arcade and I won some little things," okay, yeah, because you use the credits, you use the token. That's fine. I do that too. But it was the leading up to it, and then to still be like, "I'm gonna go get a bunch of toys." I have a girlfriend. This is for my girlfriend.
Yeah. You gotta let the people know.
It just sounds like someone slowly making it up. Like, no, I'll get mustache. I'll get 3 because we have a dog too. We live together. Everything's great. They're real, and he's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Why don't you go punch the thing one more time? This one's on me. Go ahead, buddy. How'd the shows go though?
It was good. It was good.
Good.
It was a fun time. I feel like there was one other thing that happened at the mall before, because even then, even after the arcade, I still had like 2 hours before the show.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, this has got to be what purgatory is like. Just killing time at a half-dead mall on a Thursday. Wow.
Yeah.
You wait for your show.
That's social purgatory is what that is.
Yeah.
Because you're technically out around people, but you're not around people.
Yeah, that part was rough. Yeah, that's where I ate. I played games. Oh man, it did suck. After I ate, I went back to this place that was called like Aim Point or something, and it looked like an airsoft shooting range. And it looked dope. But when I first passed the guy was just by himself, and I was like, let me see what else is in the mall before because I had my backpack with me. I was like, before I put my bag down and get settled somewhere, let me see if there's anything else I want to do. And then I walked to the go-karts, and then I got something to eat. And by the time I was done eating, the airsoft place was closed. So that was one big regret. Like whenever I go back to that mall, it'll be with a person and play airsoft.
Yeah, because the airsoft by yourself would have been the saddest. After spending that time in the arcade by myself, now I need to really go just shoot a gun for a while.
Yeah, you ever can't get it all out in punches? You ever want to hold the replica of a weapon of war?
Yeah. Just really think about something,
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's
Do you ever whisper names when you're looking at the target?
Jeez, with each pull of the trigger. Yeah. These situations are handled up here now.
Yeah. Just recocking it. Steven. Oh, man.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
You said there was a VR place. Did you go to that? Because that's your thing.
Yeah, I got very sick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it wasn't a good VR. Like it didn't look good as far as the graphics. And you need this is the problem with a lot of VR now that tries to do an immersive experience is that they will then. What's the best way to describe this? They will be so focused on making the backdrop look good that sometimes the depth of the things that are close to you versus far away just feels blurry, looks blurry. You know what I mean? Like there's just a thing of like
Okay.
something's lost in translation here to where you end up with, I understand their design and their idea, but you end up with like PS1 level graphics and you can't do that in VR or you'll get sick.
Yeah,
Like,
because you don't get the proper depth of field and
yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah. And so that is where I'm like, oh, this is not a fun time. Because remember when I was at the mall, I told you about when I was at the mall in Indianapolis and there was just that lady by herself that was like, I was the only person to do the VR that day.
and you didn't know that you were seeing your future.
Jeez. I was the only person to do the VR. I got sick at that VR because that one was just also horrible graphics. It was like that again. So
What was the experience like? What was it?
it was like a ship where you have
Oh, good. So you can get seasick too.
yeah. So you have your blasters and it's like moving you as you try to shoot the targets and stuff.
Okay.
But I think also that's another one where I know this doesn't make any sense because the headset is like on you, but I'm pretty sure if another person was there to like give you some range of where things were, you also wouldn't get as like in my opinion as like woozy as I got.
I guess what do you mean by that? If someone else is there,
So
to
they
give you
had this thing where people could sit next to each other. They had one that was like for two people.
Oh, okay. So you're saying then you'd have like another person
You'd have
in the
another-
experience to give to kind of ground you a little bit.
Yeah, to
maybe.
ground you, like
Oh,
you hear
okay.
their voice and stuff, so you're
Right.
not fully isolated in it. And also it looks like your arms would be touching or something. Like there'd just be one thing where it's like, okay, here's where I am.
What you're saying is it'd be nice to have human contact, is what you're saying.
Sure.
Kind of what you're saying is just human contact and human intimacy would solve a lot of the issues at this mall.
Yep.
Yep.
They also had a Jamba Juice. I didn't go to it because I was feeling very ill, but I love me a Jamba Juice.
well, isn't necessarily a stellar review of this mall, but
And I'm gonna go back. Like I think that this mall, once again, this mall is dope with if you have like your friends there with you because
if you have love in your life, it's a great mall.
jeez. All I'm saying is that like each experience was made for more than like even the go-karts in retrospect would have been me trying to beat a bunch of 7-year-olds on the track. Like really trying to bully them with my go-kart. Like push their carts out of the way and stuff. Which there's some kids you're never going to catch up with because they're too light.
Right.
So then,
That's the thing.
you know, if they're going 50 miles per hour, but they're only, 80 pounds, I'm never catching up.
That like also I'm just still kind of, like in an indoor track, go-karts going 50 miles an hour and then having little kids do it. I'm like, that is just giving a child a car,
Yeah. Yeah.
which like legally you can't do.
I mean, the fact that they said up to 50 miles per hour, I didn't believe it until I saw that kid's helmet fly off.
Well, even in that picture you sent too.
Can you see the helmet
Like-
in the picture? Do you see the...
I can't see the helmet, I don't think, but I just noticed like there's the sign at the bottom there and it says, wait time, whatever, but it also has pro karting ages 13 plus. So it's like, do you have to be 13 to get on like the 50 miles an hour carts or
I guess so.
there's another one underneath it. That
I
says
didn't
like 8 to
ask
12.
anyone anything because I was like...
Because you had witnessed a death.
Yeah, so, okay. Real quick.
Yeah.
In the picture, if you zoom in above where it says emergency exit only, and you see that cluster in front of the wall, that's his helmet.
Oh, right above that sign?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Doesn't look like a good helmet either.
Yeah, it does look like something that would fly off your face, right? Imagine a scared helmet. Imagine a helmet that's like, you know what? I'd rather not get hit today. And then it just leaves your head.
Yeah, yeah. When the helmet would rather not have the impact.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds fun. Sounds like you had a great time. Jesus. That was the saddest look off you've ever done.
What?
All right. Don't be that way. We got anything else, or do we want to do kind of a longer mailbag, or what are you thinking?
Oh, okay. There was one other thing.
Oh, okay.
So I was going in all these shops, and I wasn't even looking at the names. Okay, this is. I just want to go over how I got into this mall because in case anyone ever needs this information. All right. So I took a bus from the city to across from the mall. So it's Lot J across from the Palisades Mall, right? Then
Wow, this is specific. I didn't think you're gonna.
no. But this is what's crazy. Just hear me out. This is what's
Okay,
insane.
okay.
Where
All right.
you may even just side with them. Knowing you're not gonna take my side. But this was crazy. And when I talked about it at the show, it got like an applause break because everyone was so annoyed by this. Okay, so you get off at Lot J, and then you walk across. I mean, kind of. It's not a highway, but you walk across the road when you get the chance because there's no light and there's nothing to stop a car from running you right over. But across from that lot,
Wow, I love that you're risking your life to go to this mall.
well, the show is in the mall. I have to do the show.
Oh, that's true. That's true. The show is in the mall.
Yeah. So anyway, I cross the highway street and I walk into the Home Depot, and I'm in the Home Depot trying to get to the rest of the mall for quite a while. Like I look like I should be building something with all the because I finally just start walking down every aisle because I'm like it has to be one of them, right? And I'm like,
If you're looking around that much, you're surely going to purchase something.
and I got my hands on my hips like a dad with a project. Like I'm so lost in how to get to the mall. And so finally this guy stops me and he's like, "Hey, are you all right? Like, can I help you find something?" And I wasn't trying to be dramatic. Like I wasn't
You all right?
I wasn't like trying to be rude or anything, but I was like, "Oh, I don't want anything from this place. I just want to get to the mall."
Did you say it that way?
Yeah. I was just
I don't want anything from this place. Is such a great sentence to say to someone at a store.
but it
I feel like everyone who's ever gone to a Spencer's Gifts could say that. Oh, I don't want anything from this place. It's just a show, kind of.
I tell him that I'm like, I'm just trying to get to the mall. He's like, "Oh," and like you can see on his face that this happens like 50 times
lot.
a day. So
I'm
then he's
sure.
like, you actually have to walk out and then walk like a few doors across.
Oh, so it doesn't have an entryway to the mall in the Home
The
Depot.
Home
it's just
Depot-
it's just a part of the mall.
The Home Depot is somehow connected to the mall without. They just didn't find it necessary to share
Yeah.
a single wall with the mall that they're connected to.
Yeah, no, I've had that where I've been in like a J.C. Penney because I thought it was an entrance, and I'm just like, well, I don't want to be in this J.C. Penney.
Yeah.
I was trying to get to the.
I parked here because I thought this was the north entrance
Yeah.
to the mall. And
Yes, exactly.
anyway, so then he's like, you have to leave. You have to walk out and around and everything. I was like,
You
oh,
have to leave.
God, okay. And so then I walk out of the Home Depot. I walk down a few doors, and when I walk in, it's still Home Depot. Like it's like he's actually he can actually still see me from where I've re-entered. And he's like, "Keep going." And I'm furious because I'm like, why? How is this my job? Just connect the Home Depot to the mall that it's connected to. And so then I walk out, and he didn't mention, which, whatever. He was already doing me a solid. But he did not mention that there's no like sidewalk or pathway to walk around and into the Target parking lot to enter the Target to enter the
Yeah.
mall. So then I'm basically in the street. Like I'm like in the road, walking around the Home Depot gravel. And then a car
Yeah.
comes, so I just jump into the Target rocks. And now I'm walking up the Target rocks to get to the parking lot to get into the Target. And this has never happened to me at Target. So, like, this is also not my fault in my mind. So,
Yeah.
only Walmart that I know of has greeters, right?
Sure.
So, I walk into the Target and someone comes in at me way too hot. And they're like, hey, can I help you find anything? Like, I'm barely in the door. They're like, hey, can I help you find anything? And I'm like, I don't want anything from this place. I just want to get to the mall.
I don't want anything from this.
And so then their face just drops because I guess they were real hyped to make some Target sales. Their face drops
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, yeah, it's that. Like, just past
Yeah.
electronics. And I was like, oh, thank you, right?
Wow, they dropped their customer service quick.
Our energies completely and totally changed. So mine reversed and went like upbeat, like, oh, thank you, because I've been walking for quite a while to get to the mall. And theirs was just like, yeah.
Yeah. Which, like, you don't get paid a commission at Target. I
Yeah.
don't think. Like,
So then I'm walking and so then I walk into the mall. I see the club. I see the Dave and Buster's. I see, like, I mean, all the stuff. So fast forward to like after the VR, where I'm trying to get my bearings back on the ground floor. I'm just like, this is the ground. You're right side up. It's gonna be all right, right? And I'm doing this thing where I'm just walking
still
into
on
each
Earth.
store. Yeah, I'm just walking into each store to be like, let me hit every store, you know? Maybe there'll be
and
something.
tell them I don't want anything from this place.
Well, then I because I'm walking in and out of each store, door to door, I'm not actually looking at what I'm walking into. So like there was this one that was like it was called Alternative, and it's like a Native American like clothing and like just like a heritage store, it seemed, right? So there was a lot of cool stuff in there. And there was a hoodie that I almost got because it zipped up across the chest instead of down. And I was like, this is are more people not doing this? This is incredible. And then I walk out.
It also has the word. I just caught there's a pun in there because it's alternative.
Yeah,
native is in there.
yeah.
I think I know that's maybe goes without saying, but I kind of was like, oh, that's actually a pretty clever name for a store like that. That's actually kind of a perfect brand,
right? And there's a store that's also in the mall that sells a lot of what they sell, like, you know, crystals and all the stuff like that. That I was like, that place. I feel like that place is copping this place's style. Like,
Yeah.
like if I buy anything, it's gonna be from here. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so anyway, I walk out of that store and walk into a Claire's. Now, I've never been in a Claire's before. So at first I was like, these are just enamel pins. Because you know how I bought that jean jacket? So I'm like, oh, wow, look at all these pins. Then I realized they're like rings, like they're like belly button rings and stuff like that. I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I should get out
That's
of here
where little
now.
girls. That's where little girls get their ear pierced.
Yeah, so I was
is the
like,
Claire's.
and as I'm turning around to walk out, there's a woman that's like, "Can I help you?" And she's all chipper, and I'm like dejected by now. I'm just like, I don't want anything from this place. And then I just sat in a massage chair till it was time to go to the show.
This is like a great story of a day where really nothing happened.
Yeah.
but a lot happened internally.
Yeah. Yeah.
You did find a little corner of purgatory for yourself.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing.
Man.
Oh, I don't want anything from this place. That's fantastic. Well, should we open up the mailbag?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to read some Apple reviews that we have there. Here's some 5-star reviews from Apple Podcasts. This one here, this is from Half Pint A9, and this one has the title Roy's Job Fair. 5-star review. I never heard Josh Johnson until I heard him on Roy Wood Jr.'s Job Fair episode Extra Cold when he told the story about his uncle pulling up to... You've told me this story. Pulling up to Church's Chicken with his own chicken to be dropped in the grease. That is a great story. I couldn't stop laughing. I had to Google this guy to find who he was. Let me admit, his voice doesn't match his face. How does that make you feel?
I've heard it before.
Him and Logan are the perfect duo. Also, Logan's timing is always dead on. This podcast made my life perfect, even though the pandemic. And I'm also a Hot Grape Patreon tier person. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
To go from being like, I've never heard of this person, and then now you're a part of the Patreon. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's very kind.
That's
Hot
fantastic.
Grape especially.
Yeah. There's many tiers, so go check out Patreon if you haven't yet. This one is from Fredo Coy, and this one is titled "Come to PDX." Love the podcast. Y'all should come do comedy in Portland. It would be amazing to see y'all live. That'd be really fun. We'd love to come to Portland. Would be awesome. But we do have, I believe, when this comes out next week, we're going to be in Phoenix together.
Yeah. So get those Phoenix tickets. They're going to be in the show notes.
It's the 15th and 16th of September is when we're there?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. We seem pretty sure. So we'll be in Phoenix at some point. But Portland, we'll try to find time. I've never been to Portland. I'd love to go. Have you been to Portland?
Yeah,
you have. Probably several times, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one here is from Izzy Belly H. I love this title because it just says, understandably funny. I'm not quite sure what that means, but I like it.
I see why other people.
I get why some people tolerate it. Love the podcast. Reminds me of whenever I with my mother and her siblings and the crazy stuff they say. So I'm glad we remind you of some middle-aged women.
Mm-hmm.
Love how Josh is naturally the calm type of crazy, and Logan sounds like he is close to calling a psych ward every time, or is just like, we need to talk. Keep it up. Thank you for that one. And this one here, we got these are some couple new ones. This one is as great as almond pumpkin spice creamer, I think is what it says. 5-star review. This is from Reina Do Toxica. When Dulce mentioned Josh had another podcast, I immediately subscribed to this one from your show you do with Dulce. I'm starting. So these reviews are all about how other Daily Show people brought people to. This one has a theme.
Oh yeah.
I'm starting from the older episodes first, and I'm certain it's helping to cure my recent crippling anxiety. Thank you both for the much-needed escape from a new virus every 30 minutes. God, that's fucking right. And whatever disturbing law my state is enforcing. Oh, and by now, you might know this, Josh, but Califia Farms makes a perfect pumpkin spice almond milk. It's not a creamer, but hopefully that still works for you. Go crazy. What an outstanding podcast. Thank you for that. And now you know a good pumpkin spice milk to get. Because that season's coming. It's about to be fall. It's about to be pumpkin coffee creamer season.
It is on the way.
It's on the way. We'll have to do something with that. Should we do some creamer tasting?
Only if you're going to take it seriously. Like I feel like if this is going to be,
what does that mean?
I feel like if this is going to be you being like, yeah, you drank it that time. You know what I mean? I feel like now
I didn't even bring it up. It was someone in the.
Now you know how delicious it is, because so many people have written in talking about like, I've either done it, I've done it too, or they've been like, hey, here's a suggestion of what you should drink, or hey, did I find the creamer? That now I think you're jealous. I think that you want some
no.
creamer in your life. I think you want pumpkin everything all the time. Thick, creamy
Now,
pumpkin liquids.
I also want to be very clear. People have not been messaging and saying, I've also done it, because it's stupid. This one, too, is specifically like, hey, here's an alternative of something you should drink that's not just coffee creamer. These are people trying to help you out. These are people trying to be like, oh, this poor boy lost in this mall drinking coffee creamer. let me help him.
You're painting a fraudulent picture. All right.
Okay.
You're mixing, you're conflating two different things.
Okay. It's cute how he acts like he didn't do it, even though, it's on record.
I never said I didn't do it. I said that you're jealous.
I listen, I'm trying to support you in your passions. So that's what I was saying. We could do a sampling. I don't want to drink a whole jug. That'd be insane. But you
don't know insane until you taste a little bit, and then you know what's gonna happen.
That's the craziest sentence you've ever said. You don't know insane until you've tasted a little bit.
You know what? You're gonna drink some, and then you're gonna apologize to me, and then you're gonna beg me not to tell anybody about how wrong you were.
I would never.
Yeah,
I would never apologize to you.
Uh huh. Was there one more you wanted to read, or was that it?
I could do one more. There was another one here, kind of on theme, because I think it was also about, about Hold Up that you do with Dulce. This one's called Cackling Escapism from Purplicious 101. I don't think I've read this one. I went down a rabbit hole on YouTube and found Josh's YouTube page, and when I realized there was more podcasts to consume since I started listening to Hold Up, it has been quite a time. I started with the most recent episodes and was riding the bus and straight up choke laughing in public. Listening to this has been great for escaping from the dumpster fire of the news, and I really appreciate the content. Ooh, not sure if this has been talked about before on the podcast since I have to circle back to the older eps, but what's the worst place/time you laughed out loud?
Oh, wow. Yeah, we should do a whole episode about that.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me time to think, because I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm going to think on that.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely have times. Not only am I a loud laugher, I'm an inappropriate laugher sometimes. So there's plenty of times when I'm the one laughing at something that no one else is.
Yeah.
Even at like comedy, where I'll laugh at like a joke that I like, but like no one else is. So everyone is just kind of looking at me.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
No, that was a funny joke, but like no one else really got it or didn't appreciate. I like good like throwaways too.
Yeah,
but everyone kind of look at me just like, what's this guy's fucking deal? I'm just enjoying the joke. But yeah, we'll come back to that one because that's actually a great question.
Thank you so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. If you are looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, at Josh Johnson on Facebook. That's wrong. I'll just start again. Thanks so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. If you are looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, Josh J Comedy on Facebook, at Josh Johnson on Twitter, and at Josh Johnson Comedy on TikTok and YouTube, where we're going to be posting clips of the show. And if you're looking for Logan,
you can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get into the mailbag, you can either leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, because we like to read those, or email us, joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. Also, one of those reviews brought up our Patreon, Josh Johnson Show. Patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We have 4 different tiers there with a variety of bonuses and different stuff going on there, and we put all that stuff in the episode bios, including links to where we're going to be doing shows. We'll be in Phoenix. Any other shows you want to plug coming up that we want to mention? Or
I think that Phoenix is the next one that's soon. Give me 1 second right here.
If you're in Minnesota, I'll be at Rochester, Minnesota, Goonies Comedy Club. It's actually the club I started comedy back. It hasn't been open for 2 years. They're having a grand reopening at a new place, and I'll actually be headlining. So if you are in Minnesota or near it, It's not too far from the Twin Cities, I don't think, if you live up there. But come on down, and then we'll be in Phoenix, and then
Yeah, come through to see Logan, and then Phoenix September 15th and the 16th, and
I'm headlining a show in Mason City, Iowa, on the 17th, but that's pretty in the middle of nowhere. But,
and I think that's our September right there.
yeah, and then we have some stuff coming up in October that we'll be talking about coming up. We're going to be in a couple different places, so hopefully more and more regularly we'll be out on the road together. And we want to get to all those places where people are asking us to come. We want to hit all of them, but people need to hire us. Anything else?
No. Everybody have a great week into the weekend.
Yeah. Have a good one.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
I'm doing okay. So we were in Arizona.
Couldn't tell if that was a long Zoom lag or you had to really think if you were okay.
No, I'm fine. It's all fine. We were in Arizona doing some shows, and
yes, we were.
I get back to New York, and I'm just so thankful to be back. I was in LA for 2 weeks, which was a little too long. Like, it was just long enough.
It's a long time to be away from where you live.
Yeah. It was just long enough that I started to really miss, home and my bed and all stuff like that. I feel like there's a level when it comes to travel, at least.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be some shared language now with, like, what's actually bad and what's not. Do you understand what I mean? Like, I've taken buses,
you have
taken
me
planes, I've taken trains.
Right, yeah.
But just the chaos we're living in, because people don't have, like, a shared understanding of what's gross and what's not, and, like, what's okay.
I think it even goes deeper than that, because not only do people not share that language, but I haven't had a single airport handle security the same way anymore. It's like there's no shared language even on, like, the basic rules anymore, let alone the unspoken social mores. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I think it goes even deeper, because we don't even have a foundation. There's not even a ground floor for us to build upon.
We're not even a country anymore. Okay?
But it's not just us. It's like the world is so connected now too, but we don't have a rule.
Yeah.
Can you take your shoes off on a plane?
There was a guy on a train that I had to tell myself that this man was deranged, just so that I could live with the life I was currently living with him in it, because this man had his shoes and his socks off, getting, like, fully comfortable on the seat across, because it was one of those Amtrak trains where, you know how there's your two seats, but then there's two seats facing you.
Yeah.
He had his feet up on the other seats, chilling like he was at home.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even about to sit there. But the fact that loose feet were just out, I couldn't stand it. And you know what's crazy?
Loose feet running around all willy-nilly.
What's crazy, what makes me crazy, I understand this makes me crazy. If this man had walked on with sandals, and he did that, I still wouldn't be happy about it. But the fact that there's been shoe heat and sock heat that's now
Yeah.
been pressed up on this foot, and who knows if this is an athlete's foot or not, and now you're putting the foot in the seat.
No, that's true. That's true because that's a different foot than a flip flop foot.
Mm-hmm.
That's different types of stank. You know, there's a lot more process to getting comfortable. It's also the boldness of it because shoes and socks that takes more comfort.
Yeah.
What's that?
That was okay. So I am coming to you from my office. I'll let the listeners know so that they don't think that I'm in a detention center. So basically, I'm in my office. So there's going to be a lot of white wall. There's going to be some desk.
Big yawn.
There's maybe going to be a little bit of small TV action in the background for the people who watch the full clips on YouTube. But there's also going to be some announcements. Every now and again, you're going to hear a muffled announcement like we're on the train.
Oh, okay. That's what for a second I thought you just had something playing on your phone, but you were staring dead at me. I'm like, this is some sort of
Yeah. I wish I had
this is a move. I'm like, why is he trying to fuck with me while I'm
Yeah, I almost wish I was the level of unhinged to be looking right at you and to also be like playing something.
Just playing some sort of YouTube clip and just staring at me.
Yeah, like
what an
looking at
aggressive
you
way
and
to
not
let
paying attention.
Yeah, that is attentively telling someone you don't care.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost counterintuitive, but it also makes it more insulting.
Yeah.
That you're really taking the time to look at me and go, I don't care what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's like the mobsters in movies where you're like, oh, that's the truly insane person is doing something like that.
That's somebody with hate in their heart.
Yeah.
That just truly does not register that you're a human to your face.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you today.
Yeah. Sure.
It's okay. I'm trying to figure out how to word the question. Have you seen?
It's a very pensive episode.
Yeah. Have you seen or noticed a time where there was just some like wild comeuppance in the moment? I know we've talked about that concert, like the guy at the mosh pit that you went to.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm wondering if since we've had that conversation, because that was over a year ago, I'm wondering if there have been any more times that you've seen like immediate and swift comeuppance in real time.
I guess not really. I mean,
no. I
mean, seeing someone like crash their car. It was like, yeah, you should have been looking. That's immediate comeuppance.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's
I mean
yeah, no, that's wild. That's very wild.
People who get bit by dogs. I mean, there's plenty of cause and effect.
Yeah, I just mean like if there's anything.
I'm kidding. No, that was such a specific question. There's no way I was going to think of an example. I don't think his story's the way you do. I don't have that like Rolodex. No,
fair enough. But I'm also just sitting
I gotta take a second.
Them.
No, I know, but I gotta like comb through
related.
old boxes. Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, hey, Josh, have you ever had an apple? And I'm like, man, this one time this guy tried to stab me.
Oh yeah, no, you do that shit to me all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember there was this one time where this kid, I don't even know why I didn't like this kid, but I was like, it was in the summer, had to be in the 8th grade or the 9th grade or something, and there was this kid who I had to swim with because I was learning to swim. I was in the beginner class, but there was like an advanced beginner that I should have been doing in this swim lesson. But because I didn't say anything, have I told you about this before? because I didn't
Oh,
say
because I was just
anything,
chuckling
they
at
thought,
advanced beginner. So like
oh,
that's
well, no,
just
literally,
a full ass oxymoron.
this is what happened. This is what's so annoying.
Yeah.
So there was just swimming lessons that my mom took me to. And
Mm-hmm.
I had had some swimming lessons years ago, but hadn't been in a pool since. And so
Right.
I was a beginner still in my mind because I was like, hey, if I'm still this nervous to get in the water, I'm not an advanced swimmer, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
so then I get in the water, and at first the teacher's like going over the rules in the pool and everything, just like watch out for each other, don't kick each other, like no, dunking each other, like just everyone was getting this lesson. Then she was like, okay, um, the kids who can swim this much come with me. The kids who like can't swim at all go over there. And so in my mind, I'm a kid who can't swim at all, And
Mm-hmm.
so I go over to the other direction, and then um, when I get over there, it's just a bunch of tiny kids. So it's me, this like 14-year
Mm-hmm.
old, and then all of these like itty bitty babies getting
Now, be
swim
honest though. How
lessons.
much bigger? How much bigger were you than them really?
They were like 4.
Oh, okay.
They were like 4 and 5, and I'm like 14.
Right.
And so the lesson starts, and they're like, we're just going to blow bubbles under the water. And in my head, I'm like, I've done all this. Like, what is this? This doesn't make any sense. And the other kids were like doing like half laps on the other side of the pool, but we're like going under the water just a little bit and blowing bubbles. And like,
Mm-hmm.
it felt like I was in a Lamaze class and I was the baby. Like, it was so embarrassing. And I didn't have the wherewithal to quit the lesson or to leave the
Uh-huh.
teacher, because
Sure.
the teacher's acting like I need to be over there. And then we do the whole lesson, and then there's this one kid who I guess is just, I'm definitely the odd kid out. I'm the only one over here as old as I am. And this one kid who shouldn't be over here either, because he's like 5 or so, but he's like swimming in
Right.
place. And so I'm like, who's going to get this kid? This is insane, right? Like, this kid's like a little mermaid. And then he looks at me as I'm like doing whatever little kick exercise we're supposed to be doing. Because how they have you, when you're getting a swim lesson, they'll also have you grab the edge of the pool and do some kicks and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like to
Yeah.
learn how to push yourself and everything. And I'm pushing, and this other kid next to me, the little like 5-year-old kid, is also pushing. And he just looks at me and he goes, so what's wrong with you? And from that moment, I was like, okay, I have an enemy. Like, I have a mortal enemy. I don't want anything
Yeah.
good for this kid.
I'm about to be an advanced murderer.
Because I was like,
Wow.
what? And then he repeated it. He was like, what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with
And
you?
I was like,
so what's wrong with
I was
you?
like, what? I'm like, what do you mean? And this is as I'm kicking. And he's like, you're like a grown-up kid. And I'm kicking next to him like, there's no grown-up kid. Like, if you're a kid, you're a kid.
Hey, now if they're going to be advanced beginners, I think there can be grown-up kids.
Yeah, right. And so
Sorry, I'm just having fun with all the oxymorons today.
so then he's like, why aren't you over there? And I was like, because I can't swim like they can. Like this little kid doesn't understand the concept of like, I just don't know as much as they know. I know more than the class. Like, I should have been in middle beginner, because the marquee, like the thing that you buy when you go to this swim lesson says beginner.
Right.
So
For sure,
already
for sure.
them breaking up the class was kind of wild, So
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I'm going to what I think is a beginner class. Now, they didn't fully explain
Right.
what that meant, but I projected my own stuff onto it, because in my head I was like, okay, they're going to take the little bit that I know how to swim and make me able to fully swim. And I won't be able to swim in deep water, but I'll be able to swim the length of the pool without needing to put my foot down to get air, and you know what I mean? Like that thing.
Yeah. The basic goal of all swimming lessons is to get good enough to just not drown should you find yourself in water.
Yeah.
No matter what, that's the you know, the base level is if I find myself in water, I want to be able to not die.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
And so then I'm like kicking next to this kid, and this kid is talking to me, and he clearly gets bored while he's asking me all these questions. So he stops grabbing the edge of the pool and just lets it go, flips over, and is now on his back, sort of like kicking up. Like, so he's just floating on his back and still moving his legs a little bit, but he's just sort of like moving in place. And I'm watching, I'm like, why are you over here?
Moving in place.
Like, this dude is like, he's like swimming like he was born in the water.
Maybe he was. Maybe he was a water birth.
Maybe it was a water birth.
Maybe they come out with a little extra skill.
And so then I asked the kid, because I get a little attitude with the kid because he just keeps asking me why I'm over there. You're like a grown up kid, blah blah blah. I was like, hey, there's no grown up kids, just kids. And then finally I was like, why aren't you over there? And then this kid goes, oh, I don't know. And then he goes under the water and goes and swims over with the bigger kids.
Wow. You reminded him that he was a great swimmer.
Yeah.
He, in the moment, was like, oh, you're right. I'm very good at this. Whee! Here I go. He shoots out of the water like a dolphin.
And he didn't go under the water like, oh, let me get my bearings and then go swim. This kid went backwards like he was in a swim competition. Like he just doubled over in the water and flipped and then started swimming. Like he was a dolphin. I hated this kid so much. And so then the lesson ends. And I can't remember my mom took me there or my aunt took me there. But whoever took me there, I get out of the pool and I'm like, why did they have me with the little kids? Like I knew how to swim more than that. And then she was like, I don't know. I was waiting for you to say something. Like, because they stayed for the lesson. So I can't remember who it was, but they saw the whole thing. It was either my mom or my aunt that took me. But this is like so long ago, I don't remember. But she was like, yeah, I was waiting for you to say something. I was like, when's he going to get tired of this? And then, okay, so then where the pool was like a snow cone cart. So there's a snow cone cart off a little bit ways at that, like near that pool. You still have to walk to it.
Okay.
And that kid, that 5-year-old, I'm leaving the pool, and he's already swam and then run over and got a snow cone and come back. And he said something like snide to me. I can't remember what it was. And it was so mean that it didn't seem like he was 5. It seemed like only an older kid could have thought of something so mean. But he was.
You got bullied by a kid 10 years younger than you.
But how? It's not bullying because I was not like.
You kind of sort of got bullied by a 5-year-old in this story.
Just because he was being mean to me doesn't mean I was bullied. By that logic, I've been bullied by a lot of babies. All right, I've picked up a baby before and just immediately started crying, which didn't feel nice.
Criming? What'd you say?
I thought I said crying. What did I say?
I think you said cramming. That's what it sounded like to me.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's okay.
But anyway.
Yeah, but he made fun of you, so what's wrong with you? And then he got you again at the snow cone cart.
Yeah, so.
And you seem still not happy about it. So to me, that's what makes it, puts it in the realm of getting bullied.
Nah.
I bet he's huge now, too.
Uh, and so I'm walking away, and a kid said something about like what was it? It was like really messed up. It was to the point where I was like, "Oh, you're not 5." Uh, he said, "Oh yeah, don't forget your floaties next time" or something. He said something like that was like in that vein of like, "Are you gonna bring a noodle next time?" or like whatever the thing was, right? And so this
Yeah,
kid,
dog. Yeah, dog. You got bullied. I don't know how to
no,
tell you.
look,
A
fine,
5-year-old
fine,
definitely bullied you. You got big dogged by a 5-year-old.
fine, whatever. This kid's like, yeah, don't forget your floaty next time. And as he goes,
He lunged at you and you flinched.
no, that's not what happened. And so then, as he said that, he went to take a lick from his snow cone, and the snow cone was such an ice ball that it all just fully moved with his tongue off of the cup and fell on the ground. And I remember I just laughed at him because he was so shocked. He didn't know that could happen. Little man hadn't been around the block a couple times, didn't know how to eat a snow cone like an idiot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's good with the liquid water, but what about the frozen water? Little punk. All right. I'm glad gravity told him what time it was. And so anyway, he licked the snow cone. It fell off.
He's such a fucking idiot.
Me? What did I do?
No,
in this story, I didn't do anything.
No, but I love you because you talked about like swift comeuppance, but it took so long for him to get comeuppance.
What do you mean so
it wasn't
long?
Really...
What do you mean so long? He said the thing, and then he took a lick, and then his afternoon was ruined.
That was the second thing, though. He'd already bullied you earlier.
But it's swift comeuppance when you do a thing and then a thing happens. You're taking it as if it's the whole entirety of the situation.
You're also just acting like you won, which no, you still got bullied by a 5-year-old.
No, that kid was real upset.
He dropped his.
That kid's day was ruined. I didn't have to do anything to that kid. That kid licked the snow cone. It fell off the cup, and he was. That's where the 5-year-old kickback is. So he got like too big for his britches because he knew how to swim. But as soon as his snow cone splattered on the ground, he was a kid again, and he was all upset.
Oh God! Excuse me.
What?
I was coughing. So you're saying the snow cone put him in his place, is what you're trying to say?
100%.
You did nothing. You did nothing and just watched.
I didn't have to do anything.
As your tormentor.
What was I supposed to do?
At a slight inconvenience.
My tormentor. The slight inconvenience. Oh. Hey, this wasn't a neighborhood full of money. That was his only snow cone for the weekend.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. At least you got to feel like a big dog next to you.
Nah.
Even him out.
I was chilling.
Yeah, you sound real chill about it. I was chilling.
I was so happy.
Oh.
Just splatted. He had a bunch of blue all over his legs like an idiot. He looked so stupid. It got on his swim trunks. I don't know. I just laughed at him.
It's also really hard for me to imagine the story just not as you now either. It's really hard. I'm not really imagining a 14-year-old Josh. I'm just imagining you just like ha 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 in this kid's face.
Hey, that kid deserved that. Oh man, that's so funny to me that he
And you could see on his face he got real upset. Like he didn't even. The bully was gone at that point. Like you want to say he bullied me? Any sort of bully in nature just melted away, and then he was a kid who wanted to cry because his snow cone hit the ground. Oh man. I'm pretty sure it was the first lick too. That's what makes it even more hilarious.
That's
to me.
embarrassing.
The fact that it's like he was about to enjoy a snow cone and then he went. Bruh.
That's the little kid equivalent of like losing your job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's that first lick and then your thing falls. You're just kind of like, what do I do with my life now?
Look, that and that snow cone place, by the way, that snow cone place
burned down.
I wish it burned down. Okay.
Every bully got taken to task.
This snow cone place was so bad. This is the worst snow cone place like ever. Anybody who went to school, I don't know if our listeners I don't know if listeners from my hometown like would listen to the show or anything, but if you went to Peabody High School, you probably passed the snow cone stand, this little like cart every day to get to school because it was just out there. It would be out there the whole year, and they would really only open up for the hot days and months. So obviously it was open all summer. It would open beginning in spring, and then it would open if it was like, let's say a heat wave was coming, right? Like it was going to be a particularly warm day. Even if it was October, but it was going to be hot for some reason, that snow cone place would open. So anyway,
see, I like that. Other places don't do that. They're just closed for
they'll
from
like
this date on.
This what's I still don't know the person who worked this stand for real. Like I don't know if the owner was actually the person working it or if they just owned it and had friends, pop in and work it, because they were never really nasty. You know what I mean? So you know how a place like that where you have to bring all these syrups and all of these like different like sugary things, they should be attracting fruit flies, especially if you're leaving it. And they never did. You never see like fruit flies or any of that stuff in that snow. So they kept it clean, but they had the worst ingredients that you could ever imagine. The main ingredient is just ice. But I gave that place 3 chances. Right? So there was one time though I'm pretty sure they had dirty ice because my snow cone tastes off. Like I don't even know how to describe it. It just was not good, Mm-hmm. And so then I didn't go there for a while. I didn't ask for a snow cone for a while. And like my mom knows. My aunt even knows how much I love snow cones, It's just one of those treats that's cheap and it's just sugar water, but it's dazzling to look at and it's nice on a hot day. I'm just saying, right? So then
that's a nice little snow cone soliloquy you had there.
Yeah. Snow cones will brighten your day. It's hard. I'll even say this. Wow. I'll throw this out there. I have no data to back me up, but I'm almost positive that the weeks where the snow cone stand was open, there were less shootings. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I just couldn't hear the shots because I was enjoying my snow cone so much, or maybe other people in the neighborhood were enjoying snow cones and they were like, hey, this really isn't the day for foolishness, all right?
Yeah. Can I just say that we've known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
And we've been doing this show for a while. This is our 111th episode.
Yeah.
And I think in the time we've done this, I've never seen you light up as much as you did just now talking about snow cones.
Hey.
You had a lightness in your face I have not seen.
Dude, snow cones are...
since before we had career worries.
Snow cones are something else, man. Snow cones are...
Look at that fucking smile. Look at that smile. I don't know if I've seen you smile like that in a while. Dude, I'm just thinking of the beauty of snow cones.
Because snow cones also aren't something... You really have to either go out and seek them directly or happen upon them. Even if my mom was out and she wanted to get me a treat, she couldn't bring me back a snow cone. It's not happening. That thing's gonna be melted by the time she gets home.
They don't transport well.
And then oddly enough, once it's melted, and even if you try to freeze it and then have it later, it's still not quite the same because it doesn't get that crushed ice effect. Now all the ice is
Wait, 'cause
one
then
ice block.
it becomes one block of ice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's a different thing.
So snow cones
Yeah.
are a moment in
So
time.
part what you like about. So that's what I was gonna say. What you like about them is that they're so temporary.
Yeah.
It's a moment.
And apparently
It's a part
they
of it.
temper down gang violence. Like no one's like, oh, you got a red snow cone? I got a blue snow cone. Pop, pop, pop. That never happens. You know?
Or they'll be like, let's get to this in a couple seconds. Finish our snow cones first.
Yeah. So anyway,
I've never known of your love of snow cones.
it really hasn't
Yeah,
come
when was
up
the last time you had-
because they're not in Chicago like that.
That's true. You don't have snow cones around as much. We have them around here in Iowa. We used to have our own snow cone maker. It was just a little plastic thing, but you'd put ice in it and then you just crush it, and it would come out as like a crushed ice thing, and it came with or crushed ice thing, excuse me, and then it came with a bunch of syrups and stuff too. So we were living that snow cone life for a little while.
Wow.
What?
I didn't know that about you. That's wild that you had a snow cone maker in your life and you didn't share it with me till now.
Share it with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have it with me.
No, I'm just saying you didn't share this story with me until now, but we've known each other for a long time. That's wild.
Yeah,
It's like if
crazy,
someone
our
told
friendship.
me they used to have their own like go-kart track and they said it nonchalantly. I'm like, what?
That's nowhere on the same level. Snow cone makers aren't like a lavish thing. Because I remember there was a trend in like the late 90s, early 2000s where there was a bunch of like home little snow cone
Yeah, I remember
maker
it.
things. They were just ice chippers is all they were. Yeah.
Hey, I know, but some of us couldn't afford those ice chippers, so we just watched that commercial longingly. I'd watch it because you know it was white kids in the homemade commercial. So then I'm just,
Yeah.
I watch it and be like, oh no, damn, another day without a snow cone.
But I think like this area got into that trend a little bit. I don't know. We like snow cones around here.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's an Iowa thing. I
Mm.
don't know, but they tend to be at most the activities.
Yeah, that's fair.
I love when they'd sell snow cones like during like a football game.
Mm-hmm.
So people are getting snow cones and it's like fucking 45 degrees.
Yeah,
That's
I love them
some
so much.
Midwest stuff.
I've definitely eaten a snow cone with gloves on before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's how much I love them.
It's interesting because they're a summer treat, but then you'll see people who like make them out of snow. Like they'll like have like an actual like ice thing
Yeah.
and just kind of make it, but it's in the winter. It's weird that that's the one like all season treat. Have we talked about for snow cones too long? I think we've maybe talked about snow cones.
Yeah, I'll get to the second one. So the second time that place did me dirty was I got a...
I forgot we were talking about the place. The place that wasn't good, but it didn't have bugs, so that made it okay.
Yeah. So I went there specifically as a child. I'm like really young at this point still. And I'm like, hey, everybody deserves a second chance. Especially when they're trying to spread joy in the world like this place is.
Right.
You know? So let me give them another shot. And I remember I got something that was like called a blue tsunami. It had blue in the name. So obviously the snow cone's going to be blue. It was so blue that my tongue and my teeth were blue. I don't even think they put... This is what I think happened. I think that these people made a mistake and didn't know what to do. So they had, you know, the blue food coloring that they'll be part of the syrup. I think they just straight up put dye into the snow cone because my teeth, my tongue, everything in my mouth was blue for about 2.5 days. It was so bad that my mom got genuinely... She made me use like Listerine, and the Listerine was coming out blue. Like this purple...
Coming out bluer?
No, this purple Listerine was coming out blue, right?
Oh, the purple Listerine.
So she was trying to get me to like maybe wash my mouth out or just something. And I remember
Right.
I did it about 3 times, which to a kid is just death. Like when you're little, because you already hate the pain of mouthwash because you don't get why it's
now you're just like,
necessary.
God, I've been doing this. I've been doing this all day.
Yeah, it stripped the pain out of my
Do
mouth. It got the varnish right off of my tongue. My taste buds got a bald fade, all right? My tongue couldn't feel anything. And so then, and the snow cone was also bad. Like, it didn't taste good. So I didn't finish it.
Right.
So that my mouth was that blue without me finishing it, which is crazy.
Jeez.
And then I remember,
If you would got to the syrup at the bottom, then
yay,
that'd
if
be-
I
you've
went to the
been-
syrup at the
everything-
bottom, I think I'd be in Blue Man Group.
dude.
I think that's what happened to everybody in that group. They had that snow cone, and they just kept going. And before you know it, you can't talk. All you know I do is drum. I'm telling you, man, it could happen. It could happen. Warn your kids. Protect your children. It's blue out here.
Don't let your child become a blue man.
Don't let your kid become a blue man. That's negligence. All right?
It's like a documentary, like a daytime show with parents of blue men.
Yeah.
Just like they stopped talking to
They
us.
stopped talking to us. They just kept getting these snow cones, and before you knew it, I don't even know if he has feelings anymore.
They just like banging tubes together and shit, and I don't know how to relate to him anymore.
No one bought him the black sweater. He was just in it one day.
Just had it. Keeps pointing at me like this. Just keeps doing it.
And so it was so blue
Oh.
that I straight up, and this may be TMI for our listeners who are used to a bit more of a timid show, but I pissed blue.
I was hoping it was going to be that you pissed. But did you actually piss blue?
Dude, it was like, it wasn't like blue like Avatar, like how I'm sure that they piss, but it was like, it was a hue. It was a hue of blue.
I like assuming that the Na'vi from Avatar pissed blue.
Why wouldn't they?
Why would they?
Wouldn't it be weirder if they didn't? Everything is blue. That's a normal color for them. Blue looks completely regular to them.
Right, but I'm just saying it's rare that
I would
A
hope it's
being
not a
pisses,
contrasting
it's-
color. Anyway, the third time this place did me
Yeah, I
dirty.
knew. This is a Buck Wild Snow Cone episode.
The third time that this place did me dirty, they had started trying to
Yeah.
sell popcorn chicken. Okay?
Okay.
So, in my head, I'm like,
What if we try hot food?
yeah, what if we try hot food after we've poisoned all the kids with dye?
No one wants our cold anymore. Let's make hot.
Yeah.
That's the pivot for the business.
I don't know how they stayed open because there was this one dude that did a lot of drugs that would always get a snow cone from them, and there was a point in my very young life where I didn't fully understand what drugs were.
That man's addicted to snow cones.
I genuinely, I thought this man was addicted to snow cones because I would see him in other parts of the neighborhood acting wild. And he's like clearly on crack, right? So dude clearly is like a full on crack addict, but he would be acting weird. But then I'd always see him seem so normal when he would go get his snow cone. Now what I didn't know is clearly this man liked to enjoy a snow cone with his crack. Okay, that's what was happening. Because I would see him later and he'd be all wild, but he was normal before. But I didn't understand what drugs were.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, listen, they go together like America and apple pie. snow cone and crack.
Both icy. You know.
Both icy.
One just needs a little bit of heat. You know. And so then I was scared of snow cones for a little while, for maybe like 6 months. I didn't even tell anybody. But you know how you get those misconceptions when you're a kid?
Scared of snow
I really did, because I was like, I've been eating snow cones. I love snow cones. So now in my head, I'm like, is snow cones like? I didn't know what crack was, but I was in my head. Essentially, I was like, is snow cones crack? Like, am I gonna be out here in the streets stealing from people to get more snow cone? Like, you laughing, but I really thought this for a couple months. I was like, because I would see that dude, and this is after the blue thing happened. And the blue thing was like my scared straight program, because that was me being like, oh, okay, not all, you can't trust every snow cone. You can't trust, like, you need to be careful where you get your snow cones from, because not everybody's a reliable distributor, you know? And then I was in the car with my grandma, and when we saw that guy, and my grandma knew that guy, and my grandma was telling me how smart that guy was when he was younger, when he was like in school and stuff, and how sad it was that he's like, you know, like an addict now, because that's all he does.
And you're like,
now, when
I know,
she
I've
said
seen him.
that's all he does, he had a snow cone in his hand. He was leaving the snow cone stand.
Oh, gotcha.
And so to me, I'm like, she said that's all he does. She didn't say all he does is crack.
Why do you guys let me have these if that's what's going to happen to me?
So then in my mind, I'm like, so is y'all just letting me do this in moderation? Is that why sometimes y'all tell me no when I want a snow cone? Because I remember one time when my mom was taking me to my grandma's house, I asked for a snow cone. But you know how when you're little, you don't think of the logistics of things. So I had asked for the snow cone when we had already passed the place. So she would have had to make a loop around the block and turn around just to get... And she was like, I'm not going to do all that. You should have asked me before, you know, whatever, right? So that was the time I didn't get to have a snow cone. And there was another time where we were about to have dinner. But I'm not putting these reasonings why I can't have snow cones together. All that's happening in my brain is that my grandma is like, hey, that dude, that's all he does. And he used to be really smart and he was going somewhere. And it's so sad what happened to him that, you know, that's all he does now. Yeah. And I'm just seeing the snow cone.
And in your mind, you're like, these snow cones are so blue, they make you insane.
Yeah, clearly, if you have enough blue snow cone, 3 blue snow cones equal 1 crack rock, you know?
That's basic snow cone math right there.
Yeah, because before this whole thing got debunked, like before I found out what drugs were and everything, I did see...
Before it got debunked, like someone came out to prove you wrong, that it was indeed not snow cones, but a very strong drug that was affecting you.
Yeah. So before any of this got debunked, right?
Got debunked.
This guy, I was driving home with my grandma again, and this guy was dancing in the street, clearly high, right? And so I remember what my grandma said about him last time, and he wasn't that far from the snow cone stand. So in my head, I'm like, poor guy, just can't kick it. Because in my mind, I haven't had a snow cone now for a very long time. Because after that blue thing happened, my mom specifically said we were never going to go there again. And so, in my mind, I've kicked the habit, you know? Like, I wish he could quit cold turkey like me, you know? And so the third time was because I was like, let me give them one more chance. And they had popcorn chicken. So we get the popcorn chicken, right? And this is like such a mistake.
Listen, their snow cones are bad, and I think they ruin your life. But they've got popcorn chicken now.
No, this is after I realized that snow cones weren't drugs.
Oh, that's right. After it was debunked, I forgot.
Yeah.
That's right. So you realized it was safe to go back.
Yeah, when I realized that, this man is on drugs.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do. He just likes the taste of blue tsunami in his mouth while he's on drugs.
Yeah.
In fact, drugs are probably the only thing that makes the blue tsunami good.
Yeah, he's tasting it in a way I'm not, and can never.
Yeah, he doesn't even taste the same colors I do, you know?
He's tasting extra color. That's why they gave him all the extra blue.
Yeah, he's tasting green. And so, And so basically, we get the snow cone, we get the popcorn chicken, and I was like, let me just go with something super, super regular. I'm just going to get a banana flavor, because at least if my tongue turns like yellow, that's less noticeable, whatever. Like, I'm planning ahead in my head. And then we get the popcorn chicken.
Noticeable, but possibly more medically alarming.
Yeah. If you
have a tongue that won't go back from yellow for a while, that's probably not good.
Yeah. And you get a fever, you dead. All right.
Man, you got tongue jaundice? How'd you manage that?
And so we get the popcorn chicken. And I think it was my aunt and I. But anyway, we take a couple of bites, and we've been fully hoodwinked. We've been like, I don't even know how you do this. I really don't know. It's almost a talent, the level at which they tricked us. There is so little chicken in here. There's almost no chicken. So they gave us just a bunch of balls of breading. Just a bunch of fried balls that are breaded. Mm-hmm. And so we bite into it, and already it's like the breading's not good, so the whole thing's not good. And then the little one I bit into, I was like, where's the chicken? Like, this is crazy. And after I bite into a couple more, I'm like, oh, there's no chicken in here. And instead of banana, they gave me lime. So I'm leaving fully upset.
Yeah. This place doesn't sound reputable.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good.
Not a lot of quality control.
I don't even know if it had a name. We would just call it the snow cone place.
I was about to make up a name for it because I was like, I don't think he said a name.
No, I don't think it had a name.
This sounds like this was some sort of shady government experiment you didn't realize.
Yeah. That actually,
they were testing the effect. Yeah,
that would make more sense than it staying open all those years.
Yeah.
You know, the government, the CIA, just opens a snow cone stand in the hood, and they try out new blue on black people.
Yeah, they try that out, and they cover it up by funneling more drugs into it. We got to cover up the snow cone stuff with crack. Otherwise, the snow cone thing looks really weird.
We also have to cover up the snow cone thing with bad popcorn chicken.
Yeah, this is one experiment that just kept getting out of hand.
Yeah.
We need something else than to cover it up.
Yeah, maybe the government is not good at stuff.
Maybe they aren't. I think that's what we've learned here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the main moral.
Yeah. So, because I was initially just trying to talk about the comeuppance thing, but then it reminded me about the snow cone place.
I know that you got, but I love seeing the snow cone passion. So don't you dare apologize for that.
All right.
That was worthwhile. I felt like not only was it a good fodder for the episode, I feel frankly closer to you as a friend.
Got you. I feel you. Okay. I'm glad.
I know sometimes you'll ask me like, if you have a story about a certain topic, but there are episodes where I gotta just hold on. I gotta just grab on and we go, and we just keep on trucking. Because there were points where I would just break and start laughing there because I'm like, we were talking about trains or something, and now here we are, 20 minutes deep on snow cones.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's an adventure for me.
Mm-hmm.
We got anything else?
Yeah.
Suppose I could talk about my flights too that I had.
I thought about that as I was coming home, where I was like,
yeah,
let me not. There were things happening on my flight, but I was like, let me not become this dude that's just like has a podcast about his flights. Because after a while, that's gonna really like wear people down. Like, I specifically told you about the majesty of flight because that was so insane. But I don't want to become the guy who's like, and then there was a baby. Like I want to be understanding of people's situations and everything. Although I will say one thing that did happen very quick is that the roller cart with all the snacks and the drinks on it. Guy in the aisle seat, that thing fully ran over his foot and it woke him up, and that was insane to see. Because he was waking up with so much pain that he yelped, and so everybody turned around like, "Damn, is this it? Is this it? We've had a lot of good flights. for the past couple decades. Is
this a terrorism?
Yeah. And then, sure enough, the flight attendant was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you all right?" And he was like, he's also awake now, so he's just looking around. So it probably felt like continuing a nightmare, because if my man was even having a less than great dream, and then he gets awoken by his foot being crushed.
Right. Yeah.
Because what he did, this is not the flight attendant's fault at all, but what he did was there was no one in the middle seat, and so he had really like splayed himself out with one foot going backwards and the other foot going forward, and him like laying like sideways in the seat.
Oh, well, see, then his foot's like just full on.
Yeah,
in
his
the
foot's
aisle.
full on.
That's
in
the
the
risk
aisle.
you take.
And so
that's the risk you take getting comfy.
she runs over it, and I'm sure she only got the toes, but still.
Right. Yeah.
But still,
yeah.
This dude wakes up, and he's waking up to everyone staring at him. But we're staring at him because he screamed.
Yes.
But if you had a dream that you were like in the Matrix or something, this would not feel like you've woken up.
He may also not realize he screamed, and so everyone's looking at him, and he didn't realize he. Anytime I sleep on a plane, when I drift off a little bit, because I don't sleep well on planes, but anytime I do and I feel myself come up, I look around quick, see if anyone's looking at me, because I know I have a tendency to go like when I when I wake up.
I'm so scared
Those would tend to
of screaming myself awake.
Really?
It's like one of my number one fear. It's sometimes why I try not to sleep on a plane. Because I'm like,
why are you? Does that happen to you? Do you scream yourself awake sometimes?
I have, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. If I'm having a bad enough dream and I feel trapped or something, or if you have like the sleep paralysis dream where you feel like you can't move, and then or you get so wrapped up in the story of the dream that something bad enough happens that you scream, I'll scream in real life. And then I'm like,
really?
Yeah, it's bad. I'm surprised I've never done it when we've
I know.
been in the hotel room.
Well, that's what I was thinking of, because also anytime we've been in the hotel room and like you usually like go out and you're out.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm kind of surprised that you scream yourself awake sometimes.
It doesn't happen often, but it has happened enough that I think about it happening with like a genuine fear. Like I remember one time,
especially in a flight. Like
I remember one time I was restless.
Because you just be,
and I was like, man, I really want to go to sleep right now, but my body's so tense. I feel like I'll scream myself awake. I could feel it. In that moment, I could feel it. Like if I drift off to sleep right now, I'm gonna have a stress dream and I'm gonna scream myself awake. I just knew it.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
I can only sleep on a plane if I'm on like the the window seat. I can't if I'm in the middle. I'm gonna be awake. I don't like being between people, and I get too conscious about like making sure I'm not like spreading my legs too far or hogging the armrests. 'Cause I know I'm like I know I'm not like a huge guy, but like I'm kind of a broader shouldered guy, so I want to make sure I'm not like I don't want to be one of those guys people complain about that have their just like legs fully open and just like taking it over. Because I even had a flight coming down to Phoenix. There was a guy in the middle, and he fell asleep immediately, just and like head down asleep, and then had his legs fully spread apart, so he had his leg against mine, but he was bouncing his leg while he was sleeping, so he was just rubbing his knee against mine, and it was it was not comfortable, and I kind of gave him some like little nudges back. It didn't register. He was too comfortable, and I was very uncomfortable because I was also the one I had been sprinting around the airport for because I went to the wrong gate twice, and I'm a fucking fool. And then my backpack exploded while I was running. Just everything fell out, and a tall German man just stood over me and was just like, "I think your backpack was open." And I was like, "Yeah." And he just sat there drinking his soda, watching me. And there was a lady who helped me pick up. I was just like, what's your plan here? Why are you here?
I feel like I would do that. I would get to an airport early just to watch people. You're
just watching me.
Get to it.
Well, it's like the joke I made, I talked about it on stage, and I said it's a little on the nose to have a German engaging in Schadenfreude. But no one really got the joke because no one knew the word Schadenfreude. I thought it was clever, but...
Yeah, but you know what Schadenfreude is?
If you know what it means, it's a... I don't know. It's right there. It's a little softball joke.
Yeah.
But.
I heard it.
Should we open up the mailbag?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm excited for this one because, we did a mailbag episode last episode, and we actually got an update on one of them that we actually asked for an update on. The date with the foot fetishist.
Okay, let's go off.
From Anna. This email is called Number 99 Strange Dates Full Disclosure. So we're getting the full story here. So this is from Anna. Hey, guys. After you read my email, I was so happy you had a great time laughing since you guys are working hard on entertaining us listeners. Oh, well, thank you. We don't get that sentiment a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Also, I realized that my mail was not only not including my reactions, it was also not complete. Here comes the full disclosure of what took place at the date with the gentleman. That's very kind.
Nice
phrasing.
Wow.
It's very kind. It was pre-pandemic, and I apologize for the long email. I have had my fair share of strange dates and miserable relationships, and it has made me a bit picky when it comes to dates and relationships. So when this gentleman asked me out, I asked my coworkers about his character, since he is in the periphery of my line of work, and we met a couple of times due to work. I love their wording so much here. They're in the periphery of my line of work.
Yeah.
That's a really nice way of saying I don't fucking know this guy. They vouched for him, so I agreed to a date. We met up outside the restaurant on a Friday after work. I had taken the time to freshen up, change to a new blouse, to my tight black office skirt and open-toe heels. I was looking forward to a nice time and some good food. As we were seated at the table, I noticed that the restaurant was full, and at the table next to us was a family of 3, a mom, dad, and a son around the age of 10. We ordered wine, and the conversation revolved around the usual topics: work, family, and so on. It was about 40 minutes into the date that he brought up his fascination for feet. Mind you, he was... Sorry, me and myself get. Mind you, he wasn't low key. just be like, oh, I love feet. Yeah. Woo! Can't get enough of them.
That's so funny.
He talked about the shape, size, touch, look, and the smell of feet in a way that was borderline to describing an ice cream. Feet were his kinks. I wasn't shocked, but more surprised that he brought it up less than an hour into the first date. The situation felt awkward and strange, and I laughed out loud thinking this was a joke and that my coworkers were sat somewhere in the restaurant and were about to jump out and yell pranked, I looked around and noticed the big eyes of the dad next to us and turned my head just in time to see the gentleman sliding off his stool. Sliding off his stool. Oh, no, I lost my place. Sliding off his stool, trying to be discreet. He grabs my feet, pulls off my open-toe heels, takes a good look at my manicured toenails, licks his lips, and sniffs my shoe. It's the licking the lips is very... What happened next seemed to happen in slow motion to me, but only took seconds. As the gentleman sniffed my shoe, I registered something flying through the air, and I looked up from the gross image of the gentleman sniffing my shoe and saw the open mouth of the dad coughing food onto my new blouse that slowly slid down my chest.
Oh.
The mom made a face of disgust as we all heard the gentleman.
What?
The mom made a face of disgust as we all heard the gentleman exhale a moan of, so good. Oh, I threw up in my mouth. Here I am disgusted, humiliated, and totally focused to not vomit. Deep down, I'm actually starting to get angry. The total disrespect of not asking permission to take my shoe off and sniff it, nevertheless in public. The disrespect to the other guests at the restaurant, too, who had to witness the whole thing. My thoughts swirled around. He is totally crazy. And how to get out of the situation with some dignity left and the irritation of my ruined new blouse. Oh, there's more. Hang on. While the gentleman had ranted about the delight of feet earlier, he forgot two important things he should have asked me. One, whether or not I was ticklish on my feet, and second, what I do in my spare time. You see, I'm very ticklish, and I've been practicing Wing Chun, Kung Fu, for years. As he sniffed my shoe, he loosened the grip around my foot, and his hand softly slid from my heel towards the arch of my foot and tickled it. As a reflex to get him off me, I pulled my feet back and in an upward motion, kicked him in the forehead with a whack.
God.
You left out a lot of stuff in this story from the first time you sent it to us, Anna. The gentleman's upper body flew upwards towards the table and he hit the top of his head on the table. I realized that there is no way I can end the date with dignity, and that made me even more upset. The disappointment was quite overwhelming, and I had just kicked my date in the forehead, and the feet were already leaving a red mark, just like an open hand slap as a cheek would on a cheek would.
So the thing that I'm stuck on is that because you've been doing Wing Chun, if you want to get out of here with dignity, you just gotta fight everybody in the restaurant. Just start whooping
you have to kick
ass.
Everyone's ass. You have to kick every person's ass in that restaurant.
Yeah. Wow. As
I pull my shoe out of his hand, the server appears out of nowhere with the starters and asks if everything was all right. As I met the server's eyes, I knew I was saved. I put on my shoe, glancing at the gentleman, rubbing his forehead, all confused, leaning one hand on the floor. The server said, "I guess you don't want any starters. Don't worry about the wine glasses, just go now." The glasses had fallen and were broken after the table was headbutted. So she kicked this man's head into the table, which knocked over glasses and they broke.
Yeah.
Wine was dripping from the edge of the table onto my skirt and onto the shoulders of the gentleman. Your outfit got ruined.
Yeah.
Not only your outfit got ruined, this man took your shoes off too. I'm sorry. Your clothes were disrespected on this date, you've been through a lot. This is a lot. I grabbed my purse, pulled out one of my business cards, and handed it over to the server. Thanked him, and if he wanted to meet for a drink or coffee, he just had to call me. Buck wild twist. That's a turn I was not expecting.
We've been married
in that moment,
for
be
a
like,
year.
You know. As I walked off, I heard the gentleman scream, "Ouch, my hand, get off my hand." So I guess the server stepped on his hand. and Anna, get off my hand. Oh, you stepped on his hand. No, there were no more dates with the gentleman or going back to the same restaurant. I have met him a few times due to work, but that is a whole different story. But I did go on dates with the server.
So you were just keen to tell us a quarter of the story.
Again, we need another update now.
Yeah.
Because now you dated the guy who was at the foot fetish date.
I do feel like we're just...
You had to have talked about that.
Yeah, we're just going to end up doing a podcast off of Anna's updates.
Yeah. Yeah, we found our third co-host.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love a series in the mailbag to have an ongoing story. But I'm so happy I found your show on Spotify. I have binged it since I found it in July this year. In most episodes, there is a story that I can relate to or is actually similar to an experience of my own. Well, neither of us come close on this one. Thank you for being you, and I wish you all the best in all you do. Maybe a theme about going to the doctor or dentist. Just offering up another phrase as if your story isn't the only thing I'll ever think about again.
Yeah.
Take care and stay cool. Love, Anna. Anna, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you all, really. Thank you so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. If you are looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, You can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, Josh Johnson on Twitter, Josh J Comedy on Facebook, and Josh Johnson Comedy on TikTok and YouTube. We're going to be posting clips of the show. And if you're looking for Logan,
wow, you can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get into our mailbag and just challenge our lives, you can email us,
really
Josh
change
Johnson
our week.
Show. Really just change. Yeah, this whatever week I was going to have is gone now. And it's this week now, whatever this has created. You can send those to joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. And you can also leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We like to read those there too. And you can find bonus content, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We got some bonus podcast stuff. We got deleted clips, lost episodes, bonus videos, access to live shows. And speaking of live shows, we have one coming up. What is it? It's Sunday, September 26th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Did I get all that right off the top of my head?
Let me see. I want to check.
Pretty sure I nailed it with that. I'm pretty sure I nailed it.
It's the 25th if it's Sunday.
Ah!
Yeah.
Fuck.
But you were close.
Damn it.
Sunday.
No, I'm a failure.
September 25th.
I ruined it.
At 6 p.m.
There'll be tickets in the episode bio, and they're really fun. The last several we've had have. I think the last time we talked about the brave little toaster for a while. Watched some videos, so we're never sure what we're going to do when they happen. So you should join us.
You all have a great rest of the day, great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Go get you a snow cone.
Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
I'm good. The bird is back, and it's just gonna do this now. Every time I take that train, the bird is there.
The same pigeon from the last episode?
So here's the thing. I feel like it would be crazy for me to just say unequivocally that this is the same pigeon. I don't know that. All I know is that
it's more fun.
It does look the same, and it exhibits the same behavior, and I record it each time like it's the same one. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm slowly becoming this bird man because no one else seems to notice or care. And I'm like, guys, this is the. Can I tell you? Okay, so yesterday I was like, guys, this is the same pigeon from yesterday. And then the person that I was talking to was like, I don't know you.
You just said it to somebody?
I just said it to somebody like, man, this is the same picture from yesterday. And he was like, yeah, I don't know you. Or like, I don't have any connection to this.
I love that he just started with that. Just, I don't know you.
I don't know you.
I wasn't there yesterday.
Yeah. Which is fair. It wasn't until he even said I don't know you that I realized I was talking to a stranger. Because you know how sometimes you just take the same commute with like a handful of people? You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I get that.
Like I had seen him before.
Right.
And so I thought we could connect. I thought I could both like show my excitement and make a new friend off the fact that this is the same pigeon.
Right.
And he was like, I don't know you.
I don't know you.
And I was like, sir. That's very fair. I know we've taken the train kind of together several times, but we have never spoken to each other.
Well, sorry.
And me opening up with this is the same pigeon is not how you start a friendship.
No, especially then your follow-up is be like, oh, sorry, well, I see you taking this route all the time.
Also, my name is Josh. Just
that's
for
a
when
good
you
start.
Tell the police.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I want you to take a good mental picture right now for the description. I'll back up. There you go. Get a good look.
Get a good look. I'll turn around real quick so you can give a full description of what I'm wearing.
Everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So my days have been seeing that pigeon again and again. Also going to the Met. I went to the Met yesterday.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That was really cool. But it did remind me that I had been to the Met. I thought I had never been, and then I got to a couple of rooms, and I was like, "Oh no!"
See, what's great too is I know you've been to the Met.
Yeah.
Because last year when Jess and I went, you and Sally talked about when you guys had gone to the Met.
Yeah.
So I know you've been there. You could have texted me.
But I didn't even think. Okay, here's the thing. So when I went to the Met the first time, I was just like a kid in a candy store full of art. Like I didn't even have a plan.
I was licking everything.
I was just licking everything. I was touching all of it. I was asked to leave several times, had to sneak back in. So basically, as I'm walking around, the first time I remember much better now, I was just enjoying being there and how big this place is. It's ridiculously huge. And so it is. It's like every time you turn a corner, there's a huge. You're in a different huge building.
And that is true, and it's kind of an easy place to get lost in too. But I just like the idea of you in the Met, which has one of the like best art collections in the country, and just you being like, "This room is so big."
Yeah,
like spinning in a circle.
No, it was.
I've never seen a building so big. How? You were just outside.
Amazing. And so
it's an amazing place.
It wasn't until I got to some of the medieval like Byzantine art that I was like, wait. I've seen and it's because they keep the structure the same. So even if the art is changing, they like there's that huge gate, that huge gate. So that I was like, wait, I've seen that exact thing before. And then I turned into a room full of art I had seen before, and I was like, wait, oh no, I've been here. And luckily though, the first 2 hours that I was there, even though I had been there before, I saw a bunch of art I had never seen.
Yeah. No, it's a massive place.
Yeah.
They have so much stuff in there, because me and Jess, when we went last year, that was our big thing, is that it wasn't until because they were closing down, we were there until 5, and we went to their gift shop quick, and then we started seeing like the prints and stuff or whatever they have there, because usually it's like museums, here's what we have here, and they kind of sell merch based on it. It wasn't until we were going through that we realized, like, oh fuck, they have that here, and we didn't get to any of it because we spent like a full hour just in the Egyptian section, because they have like old pieces of tombs and pyramids, which is fascinating. But we realized we got stuck in all that like old historical stuff. I mean, it's all historical, but like that really, really old, like actual structural stuff. We did that for so long, and then this time we made a goal. We're like, we are going to get to the paintings. We didn't see any of the Van Goghs. We missed. It's like the most famous thing they have there, and we missed all of it. We didn't even realize. So this time we went back. We stayed focused, and we got to that stuff, and we were literally like a hallway away from all the shit we wanted to see. We just didn't go. We didn't go 3 extra feet. To get to it. While I was there, and this is what's weird. Clearly, even though a lot of this stuff is priceless, clearly there's a level of care for some pieces more than others, because some pieces have an alarm and some of them do not. And so there was a kid who straight up licked the statue of the 3 Graces. Just imagine you're sitting there appreciating ancient art, like the fact that there's someone who has carved into marble something that has stood the test of time, and you look down and there's just a 3rd grader just running his tongue. Well, yeah. Remember when we were at the Philadelphia Museum of Art, and we just saw that kid who was like ready to climb into an ancient fountain. Yeah. He was like standing on part of it and just touching it. And his mom's level of alarm was nothing. She just went, Jeffrey, don't. Yeah. And I was like, no, he's climbing history. Grab him.
Yeah. his oily fingers are gonna desecrate this
Yeah.
ancient piece of art.
Can I talk quick about the other thing I saw at the Philadelphia Museum of Art? Or rather heard. You remember this.
I don't, but yeah.
When we were there, I went into this little side room where like it went to like one of those kind of like recreation rooms. You know, this is what this, you know, whatever would have looked like. And I walk in and there's a security guard in there.
Oh,
and I see him
yeah.
he's off to the side with his phone. And I just walk into the room and he's clearly doing speech to text. Because he starts it and he goes, the dishes, and then he hears me behind him and he stops, but then continues, just goes, the dishes better be cleaned and put away when I get home. And he was clearly sending a threatening text to a family member.
Yeah.
But I love the thinking about not finishing saying it. But then he went ahead, because I was in there. I was right behind him.
The
and
only reason he
decided
didn't
to finish the
curse
threat
was because you were there.
That's probably the gap was probably
Yeah.
Because
because then later when I lost you, I found him. So then you were like gone. You were like, because every major cities of art museum is usually just huge. So like the Art Institute in Chicago is huge. Philadelphia Museum of Art, the Virginia Fine Arts Museum, all like take days to get through. Like, and that's only if you're trying to just look, much less read what the artist was doing when they made the piece. So I lose you almost immediately. like
you were just really enjoying looking at the swords, and I was ready to move on.
Yeah. So I was like chilling, looking at swords. I was chilling, looking at like all the stuff. Anyway, I lose you at one point, and there's a room just like the room that you were in. This is a different area, though, I think, that you were in than versus the one I was in, where they've taken pieces that were essentially like the living quarters of that period. And so this guy, once again, is tucked away. I guess he just thinks no one looks in this room, because you can only take 2 steps into the room and look around. You can't actually
because then it's
in
just
the
a
room.
barrier, and then you're just looking at the still life, I guess, or whatever.
But then he's tucked into the side. And so then when I don't even fully hear what he said. I have like many inferences to what he may have been saying, because it sounded like when I heard him, he had, once again, speech to text, phone close to his mouth, and he was like, "Don't make me break my foot off." And like, it was like the same like through the teeth thing that I imagine you heard, but it was even more mumbly. So it wasn't like the dishes, whatever. It was like just one amoeba of a threat, just like, "Don't make me take the back of your leg," and like it was just.
Just this poor security guard. He just wants to find a quiet corner to threaten his family.
Yeah.
That's all he wants to do.
Yeah.
And he was in stark contrast to the first security guard we ran into. Remember, who was telling us about like the ancient railing, which could absolutely be a lie.
It could be. I also think, this is what I think. I think that guy was told that by a different security guard years ago, and he's repeated it ever since, because it is an interesting fact, and I think it could be true, mainly because they are tucked away in a way that people just don't look at them.
Yeah, so there's this one room where then there's this there's like a walkway up there or something. Looks like a staff only area.
Yeah.
And there's this one section of like stone railing, and he's like, that is, I think he said that's the oldest piece of art. Or no, it's one of the oldest pieces actually in the museum.
Yeah.
Because it was taken over from some sort of, I don't know, cathedral or something.
Yeah, they took it from a temple.
Yeah, and then just put it there, but no one has labeled it. And it does look kind of out of place. So you're like, maybe, but also, I don't know. And he just tells this story of like, you're not supposed to say this, but it's like, oh, that costs like $7 million or some shit. And I'm like, I don't know if anyone would really, I don't think that really translates. You might be going off of other artifacts from that era or something could be worth that. I don't think just a railing that has been built into a museum now would go for $7 million.
And before we completely drop this topic, just in case it's not resonating with the audience, before we leave it behind.
It's an episode on culture, okay? I don't think we're in the wrong here. Come on.
There were like six pillars, and he said that each one of them costs like $2 million.
Oh, that's right. He was even more specific.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because it was the pillars,
Yeah,
right?
it was
wasn't
the pillars.
It wasn't the balcony. That's
No,
right,
no.
because there was like the balcony. Yeah, so there's 4 pillars. Yeah, and each of them were like $2 million.
Yeah, and then
Allegedly.
So I bring up this whole thing because I'm even going to the Whitney on Friday.
Oh, cool.
Trying to like really get that culture vibe in. You know what I'm talking about? Get that, all that good reading juices, all that stuff that come out museums, all that like.
See, now this I like. Let's keep talking about art, but let's do it that way.
All that rich, sophisticated feeling you get in your brains.
Yeah. Yeah. Fancy ass pillars.
So basically, when there's a museum of, I think it's contemporary. I'm trying to remember what it is. There's just this museum. I'll look it up right now. This is from my hometown as well, where it's like very small.
Oh, from your whole town. Okay.
Give me a second.
There was also a museum we went to in Philadelphia. While he's looking that up, in Philadelphia, that was very nice. What was it? The what institute? I can't remember the guy's name. Barnes Foundation.
Mm-hmm. Barnes Foundation.
The Barnes Foundation, which was great, had a great collection. That one was frustrating that nothing was labeled.
Yeah, because that was just a guy's house.
It was his private collection. So it was set up how it was always set up. Very cool museum, very worth going to. But they have this thing where you can scan the art to find out things about it, which we didn't really get to do because by the time I got there, Josh's phone was about dead, and it was draining mine quickly. And we were gonna have to Uber to a show that night, so we couldn't really get some good learning in. But we looked at everything. We looked the hell out of it.
This does bother me that. So my hometown's museum is the Alexandria Museum of Art, and their website this is chaos. Their website is themuseum.org.
Whoa, they got it early, huh?
They got it so early. And I can't imagine it's full of
the museum.
I can't imagine it's full of stuff.
God, it'd be great if you went there and it was like a still under construction like clip art from like 2001.
Because let's see. I mean, there can't be much in here because the price for adults is $5, which is accessible. I appreciate that, but
that's good. Hell, with the art museum I think we have in our town, I think is free. I think it's a give what you want situation.
Anyway, so what we have. Why is the font like this? I don't know. Anyway,
I can't see what you're looking at.
I was trying to navigate what's there right now to see if this was a piece that's always been there. Anyway, there's a story that I heard about a kid on a field trip from a middle school that tripped, and this happens in some museums. Like I'll tell you about the other one in a minute. But he apparently tripped, and his head went like into a painting. So he fully tore it with his forehead. And that's where you're really glad you aren't in the most cultured of cities. Because if that had happened in Philly, it'd be your family paying that off for the rest of all of your lives.
Yeah, you all work there now.
That it was in Alexandria means that like y'all owe us.
Someone's got a copy.
Yeah. Y'all owe us one more printout.
Well, didn't your mom almost destroy a Picasso? I know we talked about it on the show, but wasn't that what it almost was?
Yeah, But that one was on like an easel in a gallery for sale. It's like, why is this not protected? This is
Yeah. And even a Picasso too that's more contemporary, that's not going to be the same as like a Da Vinci.
Yeah.
Those are different levels.
And then
of of your life being ruined.
Did you see the kid? I can't remember where this happened, but there was a kid who tripped. First of all, he already had a soda in his hand, so it's like already whoever's supposed to be watching him needs to be
in a museum.
jail.
You're not allowed to go near the art with drinks.
Yeah.
I didn't think.
So he already has a soda in one hand, and then he slips, but slips like off of nothing, like slips in the way that only like a 14-year-old's legs can slip. You know, like when you're like a teenager, your early teens, and your body is just dumb. Mm-hmm. Like it's just so stupid. Like somehow it can't figure out gravity. It made me mad.
For me, it wasn't quite when I was a teenager. It was a little younger than that.
I don't know, but this kid was like 13, 14. That's why I say it. But basically, he slips. Not even walking. This is what's so crazy. Like you'll just see teenagers sometimes, especially when I did community theater, like lighting for community theater, and so you have to be around the kids who are in the program who have parts in the play, and some of them will just fall from standing up.
Oh yeah, no, my nephew is 12, and his ass will just fall right over.
Yeah. So this kid slips and goes to catch himself against the wall. Against that wall is a painting that he puts his hand through.
Oh, good.
I think
and then throws the soda, and it gets everything else in the room.
Yeah, I mean, well, the soda actually didn't leave his hand. The soda was the thing he was most responsible with. It was his own limbs that were the problem.
I thought for sure the soda was going to be the problem, but he had control of the soda.
Let me see. Kid destroys painting. 1.5 million.
Oh no! What did he destroy?
Let's see what it is.
Was this in Alexandria, or where did you say this was?
I didn't say where this one was. I think this was in Taiwan.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but it was a flower oil on canvas that was 350 years old.
Jeez. Huh.
Like, if I worked at a museum and I saw a clumsy kid coming, I would just be like, we're going to give you the virtual tour. Honestly, if you're going to walk into a museum, or like if you're going to be, you should have to do a straight line.
I'm going to hold you in control.
Yeah.
I'll point you at stuff, but from now, you don't get to use motor functions in this room. Mm-hmm. But since we're talking about destroyed art, can we just take a quick second to remember how glorious it was when that lady fucked up that painting of Jesus? Yeah, see, it's delightful to remember.
So for those that don't know, that was a restorer, right?
She was supposed to be a restorer.
So for those that don't know, when you are going to a museum, especially if it's a museum with like truly priceless works from like antiquity, you will usually see some restoration. And if you've got a real eye for it, you can pick out what's been restored and what hasn't. Mm-hmm. Most things from like BC should be very faded. If they're not faded, then there's been some heavy restoration in them. And there's even some, like, you know, not to put them on blast or anything, because I really enjoyed it and I'm going to go back. So I'm just going to keep going back to the Met as often as I can until I know my way around and can finish, like, feel like I've finished looking at certain exhibits. But in the Greek, so you were on the Egyptian side. On the other side of that, of the museum on the first floor, is the Greek and Roman sections. And in those sections, there are a couple of Greek pots that look like downright cartoonish in the way they've been restored. Like, some of them look good, and some of them they've traced well, but you can tell where it was just so faded that they couldn't trace, that they just made up a face. Yeah. Because there was one that, so, and this will only work if you see the video of the podcast, which is on YouTube, by the way. So there was one of them where it's a pot that has aspects of the Trojan War in it. So you see Ajax, you see Achilles, you see all these people. And then there's a random person, which maybe this person had no historical significance or no significance to the Iliad. So maybe it was just supposed to be an extra soldier. But it's like Achilles looking fierce. It's Ajax looking like inquisitive. It's like, You know, I don't know if they were in battle with Hector or not, but then there's just this one character off to the side that's getting stabbed, and the face they're making is just like, like the eyes are like too wide. The eyes are like,
Oh no!
It was insanely cartoonish, and the ink looked wet, like it looked like they just did that.
Hey, do you have that restoration done? We're about to open.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was too much.
Yeah, because like most restoration is like, you know, cleaning and stuff, kind of trying to just spruce it up, but.
The Jesus
that Jesus painting, she's like, let me just freehand it. Let me go ahead and just
wait. Let me find it, and then put it in the show notes. We need to put like a link to it
absolutely.
in the show notes so people can.
Maybe I'll make it like on Spotify. It shows the different like episode pictures. I can just make it the.
Can I tell you that when you type in Jesus, we're talking top 8 results is painting restoration.
It was beautiful.
Okay, all right. So
that's a piece of art that I want to buy. Like, that's an interesting thing. Like, I'm not really a religious arts guy, but I would hang that on my wall in a second.
Okay, I love how one of the first results in it when you look it up on YouTube is bungled restoration attempt destroys painting. And it's just, I'm assuming either someone who's upset or the restorer next to the painting like being interviewed. But just so you know, so you can follow along if you've clicked in the show notes or in the description of the YouTube video.
What?
No,
a video?
A link.
Oh, I was just gonna put a picture of it somewhere. Okay, you have to send me this link then.
Yeah, but if you, this is all neither here nor there. But basically, for them to see it, they'd have to click something in the bio of the episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're saying the same thing.
No, I didn't know you were sending to a link to a video. I was just going to post the picture.
Oh yeah, I'm not sending a link to a video. I'm just saying early in the results on Google is when you go to Google Images, there's a video that's just like bungled restoration attempt.
Yeah. It's funny too that they then just showed the world. I don't know. At that point, if she would have showed up with that restoration, I've been like, oh, oops, looks like we lost this one.
Okay. So
there's been a heist.
For people looking at it right now, and for those of you who are yet to look at it, the initial one, you can tell it needs some restoration because there are whole pieces of the paint that have chipped off, and there's a lot of white in the overall painting that is just like indicative of aging.
But now this is the original picture, not the messed up one.
This is the original picture.
The original picture.
The original picture
looks like the subject it's supposed to look
and
like.
Jesus's head is tilted. You see the crown of thorns on his head, and it does look a little bit, whether from aging or from the original painting, it does look a bit like Jesus has been punched in the eye. All right, like that is he's really giving his good side hard.
Right.
And it's a bit thick. It's a bit fat.
He's trying to look his best, but he's wearing the crown of thorns means he's having a no good, very bad day. Jesus Christ, no good, very bad day.
This is not the day to get a selfie, you know? Like this is
but he's trying to give
busy.
his good side.
All right.
He's turning the other cheek because that's the one they have not punched yet. So he's trying to just get a good picture of it.
The restoration can only be described to me as Elmo in blackface. But the blackface is actually pretty tan. Like, it's just like this looks. This is.
I gotta bring it up now.
The art is so bad that it looks a little racist. Like,
Yeah, it's got a Muppet vibe to it. There's a definite Muppet. I love the story's like, what, 5 years old?
Yeah.
It just popped back in my head. It's so delightful.
Because also,
2014?
they fully smeared the mouth. So the mouth is so smeared now that it looks like Jesus doesn't have a mouth. They moved the beard to way under the chin. So the beard that Jesus did have is no longer in the right place. And the nose has been reconstructed to give like a what is it, Wallace and Gromit.
Reconstruct is a very nice word for what they've done here.
His
eyes are black too. Look at his eyes.
And also,
and they made like the pupils white.
Whoever did this is an atheist. Like who?
I was gonna say they're either drunk or were trying to make a statement.
Yeah,
or both.
The only way this could be more disrespectful is if they wrote on the actual painting, "Is this your king?" Like.
Maybe it's trying to put you in the moment. It's trying to actually take you back then, because they didn't have glasses back then. So this painting is from the point of view of someone who can't see shit, and Jesus was right there, and they didn't know it. Not a lot of people do. Perspective. We don't think about that a lot in religious art.
Like. This person botched this painting and then went on to be and when I say mild, I mean the low side of mild. Like if we're talking to Taco Bell sauces levels of success, the extra mild, right?
Right. And I'm sending you a picture right now where just someone did a goof where it was restored to look like It's Pat from SNL. And it just made me laugh.
That is funny.
That's pretty good, right? I know these are all visual bits, but
wow,
that one entertained me. Well, I think that's the culture segment.
We should actually call this episode, like in parentheses or in brackets, the episode should say visual companion. And then just have a link to everything we've talked about so people don't get lost.
Yeah. No, I'll make a little, we'll have some things for people to look at. But yeah, no, this is the JJS audio tour is what this is.
All right. One more.
I would love to do that. I would love for us to record a tour for a museum. That's an episode maybe we should do.
Just an episode. Man, this dude look like Gandalf.
Yeah. Because Josh and I would say we do a 50-50 every time we go to a museum is us really discussing art we like and techniques we like, and then the other half is us just roasting the hell out of art and how people look in art.
Okay, wait. I'm sending this to you right now, and we'll just add this one to the list. This is another botched restoration. It's the botched Virgin Mary painting.
I did see that one right underneath.
If just to describe it for those of you,
she looks like a thumb with eyes.
Yeah. They gave her the full like, oh my god.
Ermagerd the Virgin Mary. You can't get work again if you do that, right?
Let me tell you, I can't draw. All right. But I at least have the integrity to not take a job where it is my duty to redraw a master.
Yeah. Because it looks like they asked me. It looks like they asked me, hey, can you restore this picture of Jesus? And we need it done today. That's what you're going to get.
Also, I'm very sorry. We don't have any more oil. You're going to have to use crayons.
Yeah. And they're pretty filed down already. So good luck.
Yeah. Can I tell you? Ooh.
Someone send us some art that will restore.
So when I tell me if you experience anything like this. I'm trying to remember where this was, but when I was little, there was a kid who had the full box set of is it 128? I think it's 128 crayons with different colors with a pencil sharpener in the back. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
We had one of those, yeah.
This kid was styling on everybody early in the year.
Yeah.
And by like the spring, maybe right before summer started, he had whittled down every crayon more than I can even, like, I honestly.
Every crayon?
Dude, every crayon. Because I think what he was doing was he just did not like any, this was his flex. Every time he popped that box of crayons open, they were all sharp. They were all like fully, like pinpoint sharp, ready to go.
Gotcha.
Fine point crayon coloring. Okay. And to his credit, he was actually like a pretty good at drawing. Like I remember, I remember looking at his drawings and being like, "Oh yeah, I can't do that." Like
I was gonna say, if all of his crayons are filed down and then he's shit at drawing, then you've got like he's eating those.
Yeah,
he's sucking on those crayons,
and so
that's why they're so low.
And so then this kid, this is wild. Okay, so then this kid has filed them down so much that they can't really, like, he lost one in the sharpener because it got too short to sharpen. So then he was just turning it with his thumb to try to like turn it and sharpen it, but then it just got stuck. There's no way to get it out now.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if then like just cut his finger open or something.
No, they made it so you couldn't do that.
Listen, this is a Josh Johnson story. I'm not sure where the turn's coming, but I get ready.
And so this kid had got to the point where all of his crayons, he finally had to take the paper off of each crayon because it was like they're whittled down that much. And he, by the end of that box of crayons, he just had a box of beads. Like he was literally rolling the crayon against the paper to get the color off and to color. And I had never, like, this kid was such a genius to me. It had never occurred to me that could even happen.
Yeah.
Like he was like fully just dragging the little beads of crayon across the paper, and then was like doing low key like 6-year-old masterpieces. Like
that sounds like he got the most out of that pack more than anyone else.
Yeah,
because he had all those crayons and that sharpener. And listen, all of us who had it, usually it's like it's cool to bust out, and then you lose crayons, and then you get something stuck in the sharpener, and then you just kind of have like a loose pencil case of crayons because you're done with the box. This kid, though, sounds like he took care of that box, really used these crayons, and used them well.
Do you remember the what was it? What was the company that made the really hardcore like number 2 pencil colored pencils?
I mean, I think there's a bunch of them, but
it may have still been Crayola. I have no idea, but basically.
They make some, number 2 pencils.
There was a kid who went to steal another kid's colored pencils, and this was like, obviously we're talking like playground rules. This is a no-go, right? This is like off jump. All right, you're getting touched up if you touch my colored pencils, much less try to steal the whole pack.
You can ask, can I borrow that colored pencil? But you have to be prepared for the answer to be no. I need that one.
And so this kid swiped all the colored pencils off this kid's desk and started running, right?
Damn. That's like, in middle school terms, that's like having sex with someone's wife. You've created a situation here.
And so then, kid takes off after the other kid, and we're already not the most coordinated because we're all young. But in a sometimes something happens where it pulls almost like a divine instinct out of you that you didn't know you had. And this kid, because he can't catch up to the kid that stole his colored pencils, he gets just close enough to him that he makes a big bet, and he just fully swipes one leg. Like just like catches up to him enough to trip him.
Ooh.
Swipes
Yeah.
one leg. The kid who's got like the colored pencils. I'm trying to remember how he was holding them. Had the colored pencils. Like either I can't remember if they were against his chest or all in his hands, but either way he's holding them kind of like this, and he trips and lands on all
like this.
of them.
He means has them like in his hands over his chest.
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
listeners. Falls on them and double staked his chest.
Completely just like really impales a couple pencils.
See, I knew someone was going to get impaled soon. That's why I felt it with the crayon story. I felt it coming. I felt the chaos building.
And then he rolled over. So he lands and he's like, oh, just from landing, right? He's like, you ever, remember when you were a kid and you get so hurt you didn't cry? You were like, I need to breathe through this situation. Like you don't even.
Yeah. You were stunned that feeling existed.
Yeah. And so this kid rolls over and we just see a bunch of colored pencils like in him, right?
Oh God.
And not like deep, like he's not gonna die or anything, but just like really they stuck. They were sharp. And so then
that made me tighten up a little
he
bit.
rolls over and the kid who was chasing him turns around and was like, you could keep him. Just
and the kid laying on the ground is like, I won, and puts his hands up, but all the pencils are still sticking out of his chest.
Nobody wants
no.
your blood orange, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. All of these, the color is blood now.
Yeah.
It's not green anymore. That's blood.
Yeah.
You've made this pack all one color now.
Oh man. Just to keep
Our very classy episode going.
No, I'm not gonna tell that one. I'm gonna wait.
Okay, no, come on. What do you wait for? What?
Okay.
What are you saving them for?
Just basically. Did you ever see that video got passed around back in the day in like 2007 where this guy was like bugging his friend and his friend finally gets up. They're in a college dorm and his friend gets up and then throws some scissors at him.
I don't know if I've seen this
Oh,
one.
okay. Well, he throws the scissors at him. And a lot of people thought the video was fake, but
Yeah.
he gets up, finally gets annoyed, throws the scissors at him, and the scissors go like right into the kid's arm.
No.
But there's no blood. They're just in there. And that's why people were like, oh, this is fake or whatever, because you see him throw him, but whenever it would have hit him was like slightly off camera. And
Okay.
a lot of people also think it's fake because we hadn't reached that level of fake prank technology yet in 2007. Like in 2007, if you saw something go down online, it was probably really happening.
Yeah.
Like nobody
Yeah.
was faking World Star videos.
No, they were just.
That's
they
a
just
person
kept
who
showing
actually got knocked out. Like,
up. Yes.
and so that
I mean, I
one,
suppose if you throw it well enough too, that's holding in the blood, you know. If you have that in your
so
arm.
it the way that it stuck him, and then that guy was also like too hurt to be like screaming or upset. He just went, dude. He just kept saying dude over and over, and then another guy is like, hey, so should we like call an ambulance or anything, or like.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw that one.
All right.
We'll see if we put that one in the bio. I don't want.
No. We probably should. I actually don't even
don't
know
wanna-
if you can find it. There seems to be. Tell me if you think that this is on the money or not. There seems to be a different internet now than there was when we were like getting into college. I feel like the internet now is like a place where nothing is ever really gone and everything is permanent, nothing is private, all that stuff. But I could swear to you that the internet from like 2002 till like 2000 maybe 7,
Yeah.
that period of internet was where a lot of stuff was getting shared. But even to this day, there's stuff I can't find anymore.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, because you can find some of those old videos I found, but it's like either there's copies of copies, like it's clearly like, been copied several times and on just some other account. I think it's because some of those videos that we all knew were from sites that don't really exist anymore. Like, I know they still exist, but like E-Bombs World and stuff like that. Remember those sites where they were always kind of pre-Facebook, like just kind of social media collections of just stuff. Pre-Reddit more is kind of what those sites were.
Yeah.
But then a lot of them shuttered and deleted all their stuff. So if it didn't like make it over to YouTube or something, those videos, like some of them did disappear.
Yeah.
Not all great art gets restored.
Honestly, the way in which the way in which we've lost games, especially, and certain videos to games? Time. Like, do you remember Shockwave?
That sounds familiar.
So Shockwave Player is I don't even know if they're affiliated, but like on old PCs that only ran Internet Explorer, the basically their version of I guess Adobe. Somebody can correct me in the comments or in an email if I'm wrong, but basically Shockwave was like one of the video players that you had to keep restoring.
I remember Shockwave.
Then Shockwave.com was this site where it was mostly games, like it was Shockwave Games, but then it also had like forums and stuff like that back when chat rooms were big and stuff. And Shockwave Games had some of the best games. Like when I tell you Shockwave Games and Cartoon Network's original site, like we're talking about even before Toonami.
The Cartoon Network site
had games. They had Dragon Ball Z games. They had Bug Juice. No, Disney. Sorry. Disney actually had a website that had a bunch of games on it. This is back when all the networks had their own website with like games based off of their shows. But
they were like fleshed out games too.
Fully fleshed out thing. Like,
they were like they weren't just because now if you see a sponsored game or a crossover thing, it's usually just like an app game and it's the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, it's like a match 3 like whatever.
Match 3 or a Candy Crush ripoff or something like that. It's just something that's rushed. But like they used to make fully fleshed out games. I remember a Cartoon Network game that literally took a couple hours to beat, and it was like a puzzle solving where you like went to different islands and traded things to other characters, and it took a while to beat it. And I'm like, that was a full game.
Let's talk about a game that I never beat. Samurai Jack on Cartoon Network. They had you as a young Samurai Jack fight everyone he had to fight to become Samurai Jack.
Yeah.
And I was always getting caught up early because I'm not that great at video games. I was getting caught early on the African guy with the sticks.
I don't know Samurai Jack that well. So
okay.
I'll take your word for it.
It's a beautiful show. We should watch it sometime.
I like the guy who made it. Yeah, I've never watched it, but he did another show called Primal.
You've never watched it?
I've seen like parts of episodes. No, I've never watched Samurai Jack.
Okay, all right.
All right, get ready for our Samurai Jack watch podcast.
Yeah. I feel like
Samurai Josh.
Also for the listener, and this is completely serious because I think that this could be a cool thing. For the listener, please write in and let us know what you think or how you would feel about any sort of companion content. Like if we did do like a visual, like audio companion to a bunch of images or like something like that, because that could be a good, fun new thing that we try.
I don't fully know what he means. So yeah, I guess let us
imagine. Okay, so for instance, right?
Yeah.
You could do the entire image collection of an artist's work or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then in the show notes, we're just this image is like, time stamped like this. We talk about this one first, this one second, whatever. And then I think that there could be something fun about, like, let's say we were to watch Rise of the Young Wolf.
Is that a Samurai Jack episode?
Ouch.
What is that?
That is the air hockey documentary that we watched together.
I forgot about that. Yeah. I mean, I think what you're describing is a reaction video.
kind of like a reaction video, but yeah, in pieces.
I think that's what. I think it's what you're describing. It's just a more well edited kind of reaction video.
Mm-hmm.
But we could release just a commentary for it. The special the commentary. Go watch Rise of the Young Wolf, and here's our commentary track for it.
Oh no!
I like that. Oh, there's a fly.
Yeah,
this one's all over the place. Because first it was art, then Flash games. Then I think we just had a work meeting for a second there.
No, that's my bad. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know if it would translate into something worth asking people. But ending the whole thought on reaction video means probably not.
Let's do a reaction video right now. That was a little joke. That was a little joke I did. That one was scared. That one was scared is what that was.
Yeah.
Well, what were we building to with Cartoon Network and Disney Channel websites? Was it just off of how the internet's changed?
Yeah, how the internet's changed and how I can't find those games. Like now that I have the motor skills to beat games, I really wish I could go back and just do what my young, inexperienced hands could not.
Right.
I feel like I got good at video games when I was like 22. Like I finally started putting it all together.
Right.
Because I was decent at some games, but I just didn't have the concentration and the hand-eye coordination for certain games. And then sure enough, at like right around like 23, I'd be chilling with Jacob and we'd play something and I'd be like, oh, it's all clicking somehow now.
But that's deceiving, though, because I feel like I've had it both ways with old games where you go back and then you can just beat it, actually. And I'm kind of like, oh, this is the game I had so much trouble with. But then there are still some old games and I'm like, this is stupid hard.
Yeah.
It's still really hard.
That's how I feel about Tapper. When I watch you play Tapper.
Yeah. Wait, arcade games, though, were designed to be hard because they wanted to just keep putting coins in. So certain arcade games get to a point where you truly just can't win, but they just want you to keep feeding money. Mm-hmm. It's to make you feel good enough, but I'm pretty good at Tapper too. Just putting that out there. Just wanted to end on the important point, which is that I'm pretty good at Tapper. That's a fun one to play because it's got a different controller system. What are we doing now? This is our most tangent-y one, but I think it's because this is the most less pressed for time we've been in a while.
Yeah.
To fit an episode in.
Yeah, this is what happens when we actually have all day to chat.
Yeah. Anything else on art, or should I get the mailbag?
So yeah, you can pick the mailbag while I talk about art museums a little bit more because I've now been to enough.
Do it.
So okay, I've been to enough now that I have gathered lots of different experiences, and I remember, wow, there was this one woman named Leanne who I can't think of a better word than cornered. She truly and fundamentally cornered me in the abstract expression section of the museum, and was just telling me about her day.
Oh, see, but now this kind of sounds like a Josh Johnson dream come true, though.
You would think so, but not only was her day not good, I'm all about getting to know people, in like an organic way or anything. I think it's a different energy when no one wants to hear what you're about to say, and so you corner a person and tell them, because I was like, oh, okay, like she was telling me about how she had to go to court and like all this stuff, and I was like, oh no, well, I hope that works out, and best of luck in your claim. I in my head I'm like, I got nothing for you. Like I don't fully understand, because she was also trying to explain.
Good luck with your claim.
Well, she was trying to explain to me what she was trying to sue for, and I
get
and
that.
I also didn't get it. So I was like, oh yeah, I guess. But this isn't checking in with a person to get advice. It's also not a time where you're like, I need to air this out to a person for feedback. This is just like, oh man, all right, this guy's by himself. And and so then, which I really respect this about her, because this is where it becomes your nightmare. So I'm like, oh, well, I hope that everything goes well. And, I even think I said it was great talking to you. And I start to move. And she just follows me. Like, she just follows me and keeps talking. And I didn't think it was an option. Like, I didn't think.
You thought surely she won't come with me.
Because usually when there's someone that's the security of the museum that's like, oh, don't touch the painting or whatever, they're usually confined to an area.
Right, yeah.
But she is leaving her post.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Or like that guy at the Barnes Foundation, remember, who was like running laps?
Yeah.
I don't know. Some security guards are free range.
That guy so clearly wanted someone to be arrestable. Like, he was just.
Yeah, he was just walking in circles, getting his steps in.
Yeah,
Man.
and some of it was
it's not a big place.
It's not a big place, and some of it was like, we would see him in a different room going in the direction he was just in. Like, does he know where he's going? Like, it seemed like he was lost and he didn't want to admit it to anyone.
It seemed like it was going to be very easy for him to knock someone over into like all of the antique furniture that was there.
Yeah, imagine your whole head going through a Matisse because the security guard is like trying to find the bathroom and simply can't, but doesn't want to ask someone who doesn't work there where the bathroom is.
Yeah. It's his first day. He's nervous, trying to walk off the nerves.
Yeah, but no.
So how long did this security guard at this other museum follow you?
I truly.
We're still dating.
I truly can't even imagine the amount of time that it was. It felt like for half the time I was there, and I was there for like 4 hours.
See, that's what you get.
Yeah.
See, that's why sometimes I'm kind of like, maybe I need to be more open to experiences like Josh, and then I'm kind of like,
yeah.
It's nice that people don't really talk to me.
And some of it, I will say, some of it did seem unfair to her. There were a couple of instances where I was like, yeah, you should probably, like, now I am rooting for you in your suit, But then also, like, her back, it was like, it was just, she was, yeah.
What about her back?
She was just talking about how her back always hurts, but then they give her the upstairs, and she's like, I really want the downstairs, so I don't have to go up the stairs for my back. But, to be fair, I only have to go up the stairs twice in my shift. And I was just like, man, she was complaining to me so much, it felt like family.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's, if you're going to follow someone around at your job to talk to them, like, bring something, man.
Yeah.
Make up some stuff. Make up how old those pillars are. Do something. Don't just be like, a little bit of creak, a little bit of ache in my back there.
Yeah.
But I have to use it,
Yeah.
walking and standing.
And she'd be like, oh, I like this one. That was the other thing that she did that cracked me up. She'd be like, I really like this one. I'm like, oh yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, as if I'm not seeing everything for the first time.
Right.
And then she was like, we're not supposed to comment on what we like and don't like unless you ask us. So ask me which one I don't like. And I was like, what? And she was like, ask me which one I don't like. And I was like, it's just us in here. Like, this is like a slow day.
That's some great mom energy.
I had like a
there.
club date on the Thursday. And so I'm just there during a Thursday. So there's almost no one in the entire museum. And she's
Yeah,
like, ask me which
that's
one. And I was
great.
like, are we on camera or something? She's like, just ask me which one I don't like. And I was like, fine, which one do you not like? And she was like, that one. And she pointed to the one behind me and she was like, it looks like, she leaned in to say, it looks like poo.
Got him. You got him, Doris.
Yeah. Get
him. Ask me which one I don't like. I like that. Well, should we wrap up this very culture-filled episode with our mailbag?
I mean, not only should we wrap it up, we should probably cut 15 minutes of it.
We'll see. For the video portion, my camera is no longer recording for some reason. I guess the card's full, even though it was empty. I don't know. So just for the remainder of the video, my half will just have that Jesus painting. I'll just go ahead. So you'll see Josh and then that terribly restored. It'll be great. It'll just be you looking at it too, be like, uh-huh.
Okay. All right.
Let's open up the mailbag. We may only have time for this one because I have a feeling we might be able to dig into it a little bit. But this is from, they've signed it anonymous, so I will leave it anonymous. But the title is VeggieTales Sex Talk. So just absorb that title for a second. What's up, J-Lo? I want to start off and say I appreciate the elements both of you bring to the show. You guys remind me of my younger sister and I. I should have been kidnapped by now, and my sister is the Logan that humbles me. Okay, there we go. I think it's a good definition of our roles. We all grow up with preconceived connotations. As someone who mainly grew up in Minnesota, I was always taught to shudder and dramatically act disgusted when someone says Iowa. Then I went to college in Nebraska, which culturally we do the same thing, but also comment on how bad their corn is. It makes me laugh when Logan rips on his state too, because it makes me think, who actually likes Iowa? Real quick, I know I'm from Iowa. It's my home. And yeah, I rip it a little bit, but, Minnesota and Nebraska can go eat a fat one. Nebraska is the more boring Iowa, and that's saying something. Anyway, I'm just getting into some Midwest rivalries. Hey, they brought it up. Okay. I have 2 young kids, and as someone who likes to stress about things very far in the future, I was hoping you guys could help me prepare for the question. I married into a very religious family. My oldest was born a year and a half before our wedding and conceived within 7 months of our relationship. I feel like that's an unnecessary information for this question. But what is the most watered-down, VeggieTale-friendly answer you can think of? So I believe this is the sex talk. This one, it wants it to be so clean they didn't even really say sex. Just the talk.
It would actually be so.
Or is it the talk about being born out of wedlock? Is that the talk?
I can't fully tell, but it's very fitting that you're now that poorly drawn Jesus, as you asked me all
Yeah, I didn't realize I was going to thematically line up so well. Okay, so is that, you think that's the talk?
Maybe,
about
yeah.
Was being born before, because she's 7 months into our relationship?
Yeah. I guess so. If you don't know, I don't know.
That's the information I have. When I first read it, I thought it was just like the sex talk. But now I'm wondering, is it about that? Let me just read this again. I have 2 young kids, and as someone who likes to stress about things very far in the future, I was hoping you guys could help me prepare for the question. I married into a very religious family. My oldest was born a year and a half before our wedding and conceived within 7 months of our relationship. What is the most watered-down, VeggieTale-friendly answer you can think of? So the question is not posed. The question is implied. But then the follow-up information makes me think it's a different question.
Okay, so I'm just going to answer it as if it's the talk. So
the sex talk?
Yeah. So
okay.
when a cucumber
7 months after a mommy and daddy meet.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, 2 years.
Yeah, when a cucumber and a tomato are very much in love, they decide to make a salad. And what's a salad without some seeds?
Oh.
I don't know. So then what's a salad without some seeds? So then
Remember, you're saying this to a painting of Jesus.
So then you have to plant the seed to get the fruits and vegetables to grow so that you can have new veggies for your salad. I feel like that's pretty good because even VeggieTales doesn't cover it. Like I'm wading into waters that have been uncharted by even VeggieTales.
That's true, and here's why I think the VeggieTales angle is what causes a problem here, because what has happened to those veggies to make a salad is that they were all brutally murdered. You got to chop them up, so that's sending a mixed signal already.
Yeah.
Now we've just created a confusing bedtime story to scare children.
You know what? Yeah, that's my bad.
No. I think that was a good. No, actually, honestly, I've never heard the salad metaphor, and I think it actually kind of works. Seed's got a double connotation that I I don't love, but sometimes you just want some seed. No, I like that. That's better. That's better than, honestly, that's better than most sex talks, I think, what you just did. Because there was no bim bims and woo woos and whatever else that people try to use to replace body parts. I think you actually did that. I thought we were going to need to really work this out. I think you nailed it in one.
That's very kind.
What was that? Was that a fly?
No, it was a mosquito in here.
Oh, okay.
Um.
Oh, your body language got so weird there.
So, we'll go ahead and.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. If you are looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, Josh Johnson on Twitter, Josh J Comedy on Facebook, and Josh Johnson Comedy on TikTok and YouTube, where we post clips of the show. And if you're looking for Logan,
you can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get into the mailbag to ask us perplexing questions, vegetable-themed questions, you can email us, joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. And if you want some of our bonus art, I'll call it, go on over to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show, where we have bonus podcasts and some video stuff and access to live shows and old live show replays. And speaking of live shows, Josh and I will be performing together next week in Phoenix, Arizona, September 15th and 16th. So if you look down in the episode bio, you'll see tickets there, or a ticket link there, along with the links to whatever confusing visual aids we are also putting with this episode. This is new territory for us. This is untreaded water for us.
Yeah, and we hope you like it.
I like it. Or uncharted water. Untreaded. You don't tread water. I guess, can you?
Yeah, but you shouldn't be.
Yes, but it's frowned upon.
Yeah. Charter the water.
Charter it. It's probably smarter to charter it.